Oh shit. Let's see here. Let me see here. Want to wait for some more viewers to come in. But welcome to Prison Yard TV. If you already haven't hit that join button, hit that join button, become a member. You get different perks. You get let me see here. How do I take that off? Let me see here. You get different things if you become a member by hitting that join button. And I'll tell you what you guys get later on in my video. Right now we're gonna wait for a few more viewers, but hit that like button, hit that comment button, make a comment, let me know you're here. Also, hit that notification button, and if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna wait for a few more viewers to get in because I don't want to start this and I got late freight people coming in. So we're gonna wait till some more people join us before I get into this very much needed video. Today I feel like I have to. I wasn't gonna do this video, but I felt like I had to do this video. So these youngsters know what could happen in prison. What's happening now in prisons, even on the main lines. So we're gonna wait for a few more individuals to get in here. All right, let's see here. We got 14, 15. Wait for a few more viewers. If you already haven't hit that subscribe button, if you ain't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and become a member. Hit that join button and become a member of my channel. You get so much extra stuff if you do become a member of my channel, man. I'll get into this video in a few minutes. I want to wait for at least 4 or 5 more viewers to come in before I start this video. I'm gonna have to give you guys I'm gonna have to paint a picture of when I first started my sentence my 15-year sentence for you guys to really understand where this video is going to, how I met the individual who I'm talking about. Who's that? What's up, J Bug? Junior, what's happening? I see you're in the comment box already. I'll address all the comments when I'm done with this video. This video is probably going to be around 45 minutes to an hour, maybe even longer. Depends on how many viewers I have. I want to be thorough with this video because it's important that I get this information out there. And the information's not actually to smut no one's name up or assassinate anybody's character or anything like that. This information is solely to let people that's never been to prison and even people that's been to prison know what's going on out there on these main lines. And I'll get to the story right now. So, as you guys know, I just had a 15-year, 8-month sentence, and I got arrested in 2008. I believe it was September or October 2008. I get arrested for real estate fraud and attempted home invasion robbery. Them charges were ultimately dismissed, and then I went to trial on 16 or 13 counts of real estate fraud, check fraud, mail fraud, and all that type of stuff. I get banged and get convicted of all accounts. I go to trial and I get convicted. I stayed in the county jail fighting my case, I think about 18, 19 months. So I get to DBI on March 11th, 2010, and I get to East Hall. I get to East Hall in 2010, and I'm there for probably around 7 months, 8 months, I believe. And the first institution they send me to is Corcoran, Old Corcoran B Yard. And in 2010, Old Corcoran B Yard was a level 3 institution. And I needed one more point. If I would have had one more point, I would have went to a level 4 270 design. So I get to Corcoran B Yard in October. I get there October 2010. And while I'm there, I get a 115. I forgot what it was for, probably a phone or something like that. And I just started my sentence. Well, while I'm there, they're starting to flip the yard to bring all the level 4s in and ship all the level 3s out. Because I got this write-up, it made me level 4. So I ended up staying in Corcoran probably for about 6 months to 8 months before my points dropped back down, I think, to a level 3, and they sent me to Solano. So I'm fresh from the county jail to Corcoran, haven't been in prison for a year yet, and they send me to Solano State Prison, and I'm happy because I'm close to home. I'm from Sacramento, so I'm close to home when I get to Solano. When I get to Solano, I got a homeboy from my neighborhood. I got many homeboys there. But this individual I was really close to, he was on his family visit when I got there. So I moved to his building, which was 3 buildings on 1 yard. And he's on a family visit. So when he comes off his family visit, he comes to my cell. I'm 2 cells down from him. He heard I was there. He goes to his cell and he shits out some heroin, some tobacco, and some weed, and he slides this shit to me under my door. And then he slides me a phone. And I probably was at Solano for 2 days before he did this. So being fresh in the prison system, not there for a year yet, I need to make some money. So he knows that. So he slides me this probably about 8 grams of black, probably a quarter can of tobacco, and about 1/8 of weed with the cell phone. So immediately I start selling heroin. I'm on the second tier in 3 building on 1 yard. I start selling heroin, and I was at this prison before on 2 yard where the holes at back in 2000, 2001. So I'm familiar with this prison, but I didn't know all these things have changed. These cops are on all these people, and a lot of people got drugs in Solano. But I'm blowing the spot up. I'm getting canteen, I'm getting mail outs, I got a lot of traffic in my cell door. So what happens is the goon squad hit me at 5 in the morning, take me to potty watch. I beat potty watch. I'm in there, I think 8 or 10 days on potty watch. I beat potty watch. However, while I'm in the hole, the goon squad did their investigation and found out that I had a distant family member that worked there. So what they did, they was already mad because I beat them on potty watch. They didn't find nothing on me in potty watch. And I think I already did a video about how I beat them on potty watch. It was messy, but I did beat them on potty watch, and they was upset about that. They knew I had something, and I beat them. So what they did was because this family member stepped up and put an over familiarity on me. That means you have to be transferred to another prison. They put me under an investigation in Solano Hole in 10 building. Now I was in 10 building for every bit of a year, probably even longer than that. I think I was there pushing on 2 years. I was in the hole, maybe a year and a half. I think I was there about 18 months in Solano Hole, fighting my investigation, getting write-ups in the hole. So I jacked my points up to level 4 when I was in the hole in Solano. So while I'm in the hole in Solano, I got communication with the yard I left. How I did that was people leaving the hole, I would shoot kites out there to the main line. Now, I already heard about this cat. He's from Sacramento, and it was well known. He told on someone from my neighborhood on a murder case that happened in the early 2000s, mid 2000s in G Parkway. And he told, and he also was in prison for a life sentence on a whole nother case. But everyone knew about this individual telling. I never seen the paperwork at this time. So while I'm sitting in the hole, they get on this cat. This cat from Sacramento. I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to glorify this. I'm not going to smut no one up. But it's what's up, James? Kill all rats. Yep, you probably know this individual who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to describe him though. So while I'm in the hole in Solano, 2 Stockton cats jump on this cat on B yard in the chow hall and break his jaw. So them 2 cats and the cat that did the telling come back to the hole with me. So I'm in the hole. I just came in from yard on the hole while I'm in the hole, and I'm in my cell and I'm cleaning up, taking a bird bath. I don't have a cellie, and this cop comes to my door, and he tells me someone's with him that wants to talk to me. And I'm looking at this cat at my door, and he's handcuffed from behind. We're in the hole, and he's like, "Hey, dog," he said, "I'm such and such." He said, "The homies just jumped on me, and can you write a kite and send it out there and tell them to let me come back out there and plead my case?" And I don't even know this individual. I just know who he is. This is the first time I ever meet him through a cell door. And he's about 6'1". He got a big ass scar on his face, and he's swole as fuck. He's huge. He's known in California prison system. He's still in jail now. He's a Soledad Central right now. And I'm like, "What do you mean clear your name? I can't clear your name." So he goes back to the cell with this cop. About Later on that night, I get this folder under the door with all this dude's paperwork. And I'm reading through this dude's paperwork. And the paperwork looks as if he didn't tell. It was righteous paperwork, and it looked like he didn't tell on the case that he sent me the paperwork on. But that ain't what the case, what he was accused of telling on. And I didn't know this at the time. So in the meantime, the two individuals that jumped on this cat get cleared to go to the yard with me. So we all go to the yard, and I'm talking to them, and they're both from Stockton. They're both from townhomes in Stockton. And so we're out on the yard, and they're telling me, you know, that the homie on one yard told them to jump on this cat and that he's no good. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I heard also, but I never seen the paperwork. He's like, and they both told me, well, we seen the paperwork. So I said, well, he came to my door with a cop, and he wants you guys to sign the marriage card. Now, if you guys don't know, if you guys get in a fight or a 2-on-1 removal, you guys got an opportunity to sign a marriage chrono. And if all the parties involved signs a marriage chrono, you get to go back to the yard. Well, these two individuals said they're not signing the marriage chrono. The individual that got beat up, he was willing to sign the marriage chrono, and that says a lot. That says, damn, if he already got jumped on and he knows he told and he wants to go back out to the yard, he's probably trying to go back out to the yard to stab somebody to try to get his revenge for being jumped on. Mind you, his jaw was broke. So what happens is them two individuals end up doing, I think, 30, maybe 45 days in the hole, and they kick them back out to the yard. During this time, my transfer comes up to New Folsom. So I leave this cat that was considered a rat in the hole in Solano, and I go to New Folsom. Never thought about this cat again until I seen him later on, and I'll get to that. So I'm in Folsom. I'm in Folsom for a little over a year, maybe between a year and a year and a half. My points drop when I'm in New Folsom. We're on lockdown almost the whole time I'm in New Folsom. I think I get to New Folsom March of 2012. And I got there right when the Southsiders jumped on the blacks over some bars and over some disrespect. So the whole time I was in New Folsom, we was on lockdown except my last month. They finally let us off lockdown. So from New Folsom, they send me to CMC East. I go to CMC. I've been to CMC twice. My first time I go to CMC, as soon as I get off the bus, I know I don't like it there. There's no tobacco. There's no phones there. There's nothing going on. Only one of my homies there. He ain't got nothing going on. So I played him to get up out. I was only in CMC the first time for 2 months. And what I did was I told him I needed a cane. There's stairs there. So it's not equipped for disabled people. So I knew if I hurt myself or told them I needed a cane, they would have to get me transferred up out of there. So I got a cane. They told me I couldn't be on the second tier. I was up for transfer. And from there, I went to Pleasant Valley. That's when I started the riot with the Bulldogs at Pleasant Valley. And L from A Prisoner's Awakening, he was there when I started this riot up. James, no, he wasn't from 29th Street, homie. He was from North Highlands. But he did tell on someone from 29th Street. And the person he told on just got out. He's been home a couple of years now. So you probably know who I'm talking about. It was a murder case that happened in G Parkway back in the day. And he's out. The individual we told on is out. And he can verify this story. I'm not going to say no names. You guys got to put 2 and 2 together. That ain't what this video is about. That ain't what my channel is about. I just want to give you guys a little bit of what's going on in California prison system now, or actually before I left in 2018. This is what was going on. And this individual I'm talking about, believe it or not, he's still not in PC. He's still not on the SNY yard. He's on the Mainline in Soledad Central right now. And how he's still there, I have no idea. We got a homeboy there, one for sure. that's there with him. I don't know who else is there with him, but this is my encounters with him. And I'm gonna get to why I stopped claiming NC. And if you guys know what NC is, if you guys don't know what NC is, it's something that the majority of people from up north, Northern California, that are Crips, they claim NC, Northern California Crip. And that's what I claim from the whole time I was down last time, the time I was there before that, I claimed Northern Crip, NC. And a lot of people got North Carolina Tar Heels tattooed on them. You'll see the NC on them. That represents NC. So I was representing this for a long time, up until I run into this cat again, and I'll tell you why. So I go to CMC. I'm only there 45 days. I go to Pleasant Valley. While I'm in Pleasant Valley, I told you guys about the story where I kicked it off with the Bulldogs. Me, Vamp from 29th Street, Sadiddy, which his name is Criminal from 29th Street, Boogie from 29th Street, and there was about 15 of us. We kicked it off with the Bulldogs, and I was there exactly 6 months in Pleasant Valley. So while I'm there and I kick off this riot, they don't send us to the hole because the whole yard went up. So they don't have enough room in the hole, so they take us back to the cell. Well, in Pleasant Valley, they had something called valley fever. So when I first got there, my health wasn't that good. I had asthma. So they asked whoever wanted to get transferred out of there that was susceptible to valley fever to go to the infirmary and talk to your counselor. So I was already up for transfer when this riot kicked off. So after this riot kicked off, they locked us all in our cells and they put us on CTQ. CTQ, if you guys don't know what that is confined to quarters. They put a big ass CTQ on your cell door and it tells the officers not to let you out. You're basically in the hole, but you're in your own cell until they do their investigation to see what happened, why the riot kicked off. So we're on CTQ. So while we're on CTQ, one night, probably 3-4 in the morning, a goon squad, a CO, and a sergeant come to my door and tell me to roll my stuff up. They tell me that they're transferring me because of valley fever, that my transfer came up. So I'm happy, and I'm not thinking, man, this transfer came kind of fast. So I pack all my stuff up. I got a phone. So what I did was I ended up leaving my phone there with my cellie. My cellie was from Hoover. He was from 5 Deuce Hoover. And I leave my phone there with him. So I pack all my stuff up. About an hour later, they come get me and they take me to R&R. When I get to R&R after they process all my property, the cop is like, first they told me I was going to Vacaville. When they told me to pack my stuff up, they tell me I'm going to Vacaville. So I'm happy as hell. I'm getting ready to go back home. I'm right down the street from my house. Vacaville, I heard, is lovely. So I'm juiced and I'm going to Vacaville. So after they strip me out, they take me outside and they put me in a fucking car. I know that when you transfer to another prison and you're going on non-disciplinary reasons, you go on a bus or a van with other individuals. I get in the car by myself. So when I get in the car, I'm asking the cop, what is this about? And he don't tell me. So we're driving down the highway. And if you guys know Pleasant Valley is Central California, kind of by Corcoran, is Central California. So we're going and we pass up. We're going towards Reno. And I'm like, what the fuck? So the cop, he pulls over to take a piss at a McDonald's. And I'm like, man, what's up, man? He's like, you're not going to fucking Vacaville. You're going to Susanville. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, man, I'm going to be honest with you. Hey, James, I don't know if it was, I'm talking about this, what era I'm talking about. This is 2013 when I'm getting transferred right now. Yeah. So it is 2013. So what happens is they take me to Susanville because he tells me that the blacks told the goon squad that I was the reason why this riot happened with the Bulldogs, and it was over $50. I just decided to kick it off because they was hella disrespectful. So ultimately, I get to Susanville. I'm level 3 still. Pleasant Valley was level 3. I get to Susanville, and I'm in R&R probably for about 5 hours, and they take everyone that was in R&R that came from different prisons. They already took them to their yard, so it's evening time. And I'm sitting in R&R, and a van comes. R&R is on the level 1 and 2 side. So a van has to come and take you down to the level 3, which is Lassen Yard. So a van comes, takes me to Lassen Yard. When I get off this damn van, they take me to the little program office. Soon as I walk in this program office, this same fool I'm talking about that got his jaw broken in Solano, he comes walking in with a folder with 2 cops. And he looks at me, he's like, oh yeah, that's Dog. He's cool. And I'm like, what the fuck? So this individual, that's a known rat, the cops brought him to me in the program office to clear me to be on the yard. And I've never seen this before. So that just told me a whole lot. That this cat, probably these cops got this cat, running the yard. Well, I found out that day that he was the lieutenant's assistant. He wrote all the 115s up. So when I go to my building, I believe I was in 2 building. Yeah, I was in 2 building on Lassen Yard. I go to my building. They put me in the cell, an empty cell. I'm in there by myself. And the first person I see from Sacramento is Mario Chiola. Mario's from Oak Park. I've been knowing Mario for years. He lived on my mom's street when we was young. I used to mess with one of his sisters when I was in junior high school. So me and Mario Chiola go way, way, way back. So he comes and he tells me, he's like, hey, man, and I'm asking him. I'm like, who's here from 29th Street? And he tells me, he goes, your homie Sporty Black's here. He's in 4 building, I think. I'm like, is that right? I'm like, what's up with this cat? And I'm asking him about the individual that everybody in California prison system knows he's a rat. Why is he here? And Mario just shakes his head and starts laughing. He's like, man, that's Crip business. I'm a blood. That's Crip business. So what happens is there's a lot of Crips on this yard, LA and up north Crips. So this fool has the keys to this yard. And he got all these Stockton Crips, all these northern Crips up under him, and they're youngsters. And the only person there that I really knew was Sporty Black from 29th Street. And he was in another building. So I finally get Sporty Black to come out. And Sporty Black comes out. He's like, hey, dog, I'm just trying to go home, man. I don't fuck with that cat. He's like, I already know what time it is with him. And it's bewildering to me because we don't supposed to be on the yard with this cat, man. And I'm like, man, I tell Sporty Black, I'm not going to be here long. He got to go or I got to go. I'm not going to be here long. So what happens is I come with some drugs. I come with like a 1/4 ounce of black and a whole bunch of crystal, probably a 1.5 zips of crystal. So I got all these, and this yard is dry. They have no dope on this yard. So all these Southsiders, there's no Norteños there when I was there. If they was on lockdown. I think there was some, but I think they was on lockdown for some reason. I only was on this yard for exactly 30 days. So this is what happens. So after I go to committee and I come out to the yard, right outside of 2 building is these tables with these bars, and that's the Northern Crips bars right there. So I'm out there and I'm getting introduced to all the Northern Crips there. So I'm peeping game. Now this fool, this known rat is working in the program office. Like I said, he's the lieutenant's clerk. So I got all the Northern Crips together with me on the yard, and I pulled 2 to the side from Stockton, and I'm asking them, I'm like, hey man, why you guys up here programming with this cat? And they acted like they didn't know what time it was, and I'm like, this cat, there's workout on this cat. And they're like, what do you mean doesn't work out? You know, that's the big homie. So he got this whole yard full, except Sporty Black and everyone from Sacramento, all the Don moves there, they know about this cat. There was a cat there from Detroit Boulevard. There was a couple Meadowview cats. Like I said, Mario Chiola was there from Oak Park. And all these cats know that this individual is a rat. And it's making the Crips from Sacramento specifically look very bad that this fool is on this main line. Not only on the main line, he's calling shots. He got the keys for the up north Crips. And these LA Crips are looking up to this cat kind of a little bit too, because he's a big old swole cat, right? So I tell Sporty Black, I'm like, cuz we finna have to jump on this cat. Sporty Black's like, man, I'm trying to go home. Dog, that, you know, I've been here a minute, man. Let that cat do whatever he's doing. I'm like, I can't be here with this cat. So what happens is the cat I'm talking about, he's in building 1. And it's this is probably October, I believe it's October 2013. October, November 2013. So it's cold outside. So what happens is the 2 Stockton cats I told about this cat being a rat and he has to go, and why they still there program with him, they go back and they tell him, hey, dog said that you ain't cool, that there's paperwork out on you. Now, that breaks all protocol. You don't supposed to do that. You're supposed to wait for me to get my property. When I get my property, I can show them the paperwork. I had 2 pieces of the paperwork, not all of it, but someone that sent it to me when I was in Pleasant Valley, or someone that gave it to me while I believe it was Vamp or Boogie gave it to me. So I had a solid foundation to move on this cat, but I couldn't produce it because I didn't get my property yet. My property they didn't issue my property yet. So what happens is when they tell this cat that I said this, I don't go to breakfast except on shit on the shingle days, SOS. So shit on the shingle day. And like I said, I got a cane at CMC. So whenever I leave the cell, I got this cane. You can use it as a weapon. And people think I'm hurt and shit, but I got this cane for, you know, it's a weapon. So one day I go to breakfast time and it's cold as fuck outside. And me, this cat from Detroit Boulevard, and these 2, one's San Jose, I think his name was Green Eyes from San Jose 7 Trees, and this other Crip from Modesto or walking to Chow. We walk to Chow, and when you leave 2 buildings, you have to pass up 1 building to go in the Chow Hall. Well, we pass up 1 building, and this individual, this known rat, is standing out in front of his building with his T-shirt on, and it's freezing cold outside. I see him, but I don't really pay him no mind. So we go in the chow hall. While we're in the chow hall, the white boys, 2 white boys jump up and they take off on another white boy. So alarm goes off. So we're in the chow hall probably for like 45 minutes to an hour. So when we leave the chow hall, I don't really, it's not tripping on me that this individual was standing outside the building, because he was the lieutenant's clerk, and I knew he had to get up early, go to breakfast with the first building released, and then go to the program office and start work. He went to work early in the morning. So it wasn't uncommon for you to see this individual walking around Lassen Yard freely, going to every yard, moving the building to building, because he was the lieutenant's clerk, right? So when they released us out of this chow hall, I'm walking back to my building with a Damu cat from Detroit Boulevard. And for the life of me, I can't think of this cat's name, man. He was probably 4 or 5 years younger than me. And this is in 2013. So that was 9 years ago. So I was 45. No, I was 43 at the time. I was 43 years old at the time. I was 44 years old at the time in 2013. So I'm walking back, and as soon as I get in front of 1 building, this individual comes walking up, and he's on my right side, and I got this cane on my right side. So I put the cane in my left hand, and I'm walking, and he knew I had dope. Some individuals told him I had dope, and he's like, "Hey, dog," he said, "You think I could buy a gram from you?" And I'm like, "A gram? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Man, everyone knows on the yard that you got dope, man. I got $100. Let me buy a gram of that Chris from you." And I said, "Man," and when I looked this way, I said, "I ain't got." I glanced this way, and I felt him. He came and swung on me this way, and I seen it, and I rolled with the punch, and he caught my shoulder. So when he caught my shoulder, I had my cane in his hand. I spun around, and I came back up to swing the cane, and he's already backed up all the way up against the fence, like backing up. He's like, "I told you, nigga. I told you, nigga. You 29 Street niggas ain't running shit." So he's backing up, and I'm trying to swing this cane on him. I'm trying to swing this cane at him. So he's backing up so far. After he backs up to the fence, he's backing up towards the chow hall. He backs up under this gun tower, and I'm swinging. So they get on the mic, and they shoot the Big Bertha to hit, not at us, but a warning shot to hit the ground. And he's like, get down, put your cane down." So when I'm getting ready to get down, this fool act like he was getting down. He jumped up. So I got jumped up, and I hit him with the cane on his side. And the police came. They sprayed me with the shit. So basically, it wasn't even a fight. He swung on me one time, hit my shoulder. I backed him up with my cane all the way to the fence. Every time I swung my cane, he was backing up, and I hit him one time, and it hit him like in the back of his shoulder. So that them were the only two punches thrown. So it wasn't even a fight, right? I'm all straight up. So they handcuffed me and take me in the program office. Now, did they take me to the infirmary to rinse me out? Yeah, they took me to the infirmary and let me decontaminate. They put a shower head over me and let me decontaminate, right? So after I did that, they put me in a phone booth cage. And the sergeant comes over there, and he's like, "Are you going to sign the marriage chronicle? What's up with you?" And I'm not going to say his name. "What's up with you and a partner?" And I said, "Ain't nothing up with us. It's a misunderstanding." He's like, "Are you going to sign the marriage chronicle?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to sign the marriage chronicle," but he's not. This cop told me straight up like this. He said he already signed the marriage chronicle. He's in there writing your guys' 115 right now. Can you imagine that? I know a lot of people that've been in prison are going to say, this is a fictitious story. I promise you. I have the 115 that me and him, he wrote this 115, and it looks pretty bad. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to post it on here. I don't know what happened to them dudes. I think they don't exist no more, James. So check this out. So what happens is he writes our 115 up. So the police, after he writes the 115, they serve me my 115. 2 police walk me back to 2 building. When I get to 2 building, they put me in my cell, and they put a CTQ sign on my door. Confined to quarters. Remember I told you earlier what confined to quarters means? You can't leave the cell. They cell feed you. I still haven't got my property. I ain't got a TV in the cell. So what I do was I give a half a gram of black to a white boy to buy his TV, because I ain't got a TV in there. And he brings me a TV when they come and open my cell door for showers. So I'm in the cell probably 2.5 weeks. They call me to go to committee. I go to committee, and I see Mario Chiola walking the yard. While me and Mario Chiola is walking the yard, I see this individual come out of the program office, and he ain't got no shirt. He got his t-shirt on, and he's walking behind me and Mario Chiola. So I go in the program office for my committee. I go in there. They're like, you're up for transfer, and a non-adverse transfer. Where do you want to go? And I'm like, what do you mean I'm up for transfer? They're like, yeah, we came to the conclusion that we're going to transfer you because both of you guys have gotten a fight. One of you guys have to go, and he's the program lieutenant's secretary. So he's staying. You got to go. Where do you want to go? You can go anywhere you want to go. I said, Vacaville. This is what happens. This is where the story gets really tricky and crazy. So I already know that this fool's a rat. I already know that I get to this prison, and there's at least 20, probably 15 to 20 Northern California Crips there in their programming with this cat. And I couldn't understand it. All the bloods from Sacramento. Let me tell you guys something. Mario Chiola, Moat Park, he just got out from doing over 25 years. He just got out last month, and I'm going to have him on my show. I try to get a hold of him now because I know who his wife is, and his wife lives next door to someone that I see sometimes. So I'm going to have him on my show to verify this. I tried to get a hold of him today. He didn't answer my call, but I'm going to have him on here to verify this story. So what happens is I'm up for transfer to Vacaville. A week after I go to committee, they come and take me to Vacaville. I'm on the bus. I go to Vacaville. I get to Vacaville, and Little Dog is there. Little Dog is up under me. He goes by Hayawani, G. Hayawani. I'm not going to get into the specifics about him personally, but I'm going to get into the specifics about what happened at Vacaville with the same individual. So I get to Vacaville, I believe November or December 2013, I get to Vacaville. I get to Vacaville, and my little homie, Little Dog. So there's two parts of Vacaville. There's program 1 and there's program 2. Program 1 is T-wing, V-wing, and it's mostly single cell, and it's where the reception used to be. And it's mostly lifers over there. Then you got J2, H2, I2. That's program 2. So I was on program 2. I was in H2. Yeah, H-wing second tier program 2. So I'm in program 2. Little Dog is in J2. So when I see him, I get him brought over there with me to H2, and I move him straight across from me. I'm in a 4-man dorm, and he's in a 2-man cell right across from me. So I'm there probably for a month and a half. And one of the guys that was in the cell with me, mind you, it's a little dorm. It's supposed to hold 8 people, but we only got 4 people in there. So it's a big enough dorm for 4 people. We got way enough room. So one of the individuals in there, he's a lifer. He's from Stockton. I'm real close to him. He works in the kitchen. And so when he comes back from work one day, he brings me a kite. Now, mind you, Little Dog is straight across from me. And all I got to do is go to my cell window and talk out the cell to Little Dog's cell. And we're about 4 feet away from each other, and we can talk. So I get this kite. And lo and behold, this kite is from the same individual why I got sent there for, that I got in I don't even want to call it a fight. It was nothing. But the same individual that was at Susanville with me that worked for the lieutenant's office, he comes to Vacaville. However, he's in program 1 in T-wing. He shoots me a kite. It's a long ass letter. It's a 2-page letter, man. And this is what it said. I'm just gonna put it in a nutshell for you. He says, "Hey, dog, I send my regards to you and yours." He said, "I just got here." He said, "And I got a cousin that works here." He said, if we could be peaceful here, we can make a lot of money." He said, "Look, man, I know what your homies are saying about me. It's false. I'm not no rat." And he sends me more paperwork again. And the paperwork was made up. I looked at it. I looked into it. This paperwork he had it made up. It was on a whole nother case, and it was some bullshit. So anyway, I shoot the kite to Little Dog, and I already told Little Dog about this individual, and he already knows about this individual. So I shoot the kite to Little Dog, and immediately he's like, "We're gonna stab him. We're gonna get rid of him." And I'm like, "Wait a minute!" And since I've been there, I bought a flip phone for $1,500, and this cat is telling me that he got 10. This is what it says in the kite. That it was probably a Monday or Tuesday. He said by Friday he's gonna shoot me 10 phones and 3 cans of tobacco. By Friday, if I keep the peace with him and don't say nothing about him being all bad. I made the mistake. And this is probably one of the biggest mistakes I ever made while I was in prison. I made the mistake by letting that fool stay there, because there was a lot of Northern Crips there in his section in Facility 1, Program 1. What Friday came, and sure enough, that fool sent me 8 phones and 3 cans of tobacco. And one of the phones was turned on, and it had his phone number in it. So when I got the phones, I called him, or he called me that night. He's like, "Hey, dog," he said, "anything you want to get in here," he says, "all you do is give me $1,000 and have whatever you want in here, drop it off at my mom's house, and I'll have it in here for you by the next Friday." So even though I knew what I knew about this cat, that he was a bona fide rat, and he did shoot me these 8 phones and didn't ask for nothing back on them, he just wanted to be there to make. Come to find out, he was there actually because he was planning an escape. He wanted to escape. He got a life sentence. I don't know if he got an LWAT, but I think he got 60 years to life on another murder. Not the one he told on a whole nother one. So I found out later after I came home what he was planning on doing. And this is what happened. This is why you should never go against the grain. And you should never let a rat be in your presence if you could help it. And, you know, once I seen that at Susanville, that all these cats were on the yard with this cat, and he basically had the keys over these cats, and they were sitting there programmed with him. And I know the majority of these people, especially my homie Sporty Black, I know he knew he was a rat. All these cats knew it, and they was programmed with him, right? So I knew then that gang banging in prison, as far as us, the NC car on these yards, and I don't want to say every yard was like this because they're not, but just think about it. This fool, there's paperwork out on this fool. He been rolled up from Solano, from San Quentin, from Susanville, and now he's in Soledad. I don't even know all the prisons he's been at, but he's been in Soledad since 2016. Probably 2000. No, he's been there since 2014 when we was at Vacaville. He went to Soledad, and he is still there right now, Soledad Central. I so bad want to say his name, but I'm not going to say it, man. I don't want to make my channel into a channel to smut people up, because I don't do that no more. I'm not in the gang life no more. So I don't want to portray my channel to be like that. And I don't want a whole bunch of backlash. Everyone from 29th Street knows about this cat, and everyone knows what I'm talking about. So this is what happens. This is why I believe I made the biggest mistake of my career in prison. So I'm there with this cat for 6 months. And we're making a lot of money. I'm having my family members dropping my phones, tobacco, weed, anything you could think of to make money in prison. I was sending to his mom, and he would get it in for me for $1,000. And I was doing this every week for 6 months. What happened was there was a cat there from San Jose. He was big as this cat, and he was a Northern Crip. And he used to be close to this cat, but somehow someone came from another prison with the paperwork on this dude and showed this individual. We're going to call him Lowdown. We're going to call this cat Lowdown from San Jose. What happened was he seen the paperwork on this cat and went I wasn't in the visiting room this day, but this is what happened. Everyone told me, little dog told me. This cat came in the visiting room and seen the individual I'm talking about, and called him a rat in front of his wife, in front of his mom. "You piece of shit, I'm gonna beat your ass." So they had a standoff in the visiting room, and they both got their visitors dismissed. So this cat that I was working with, that I knew was a rat, actually, the ball was in his court now. He either had to go take off on this cat and stab him to try to save faith and stay at that prison, or roll it up. What he did was, this individual is very charismatic. He's very sneaky. When I say very sneaky, he plays a lot of people. What he did was he went to the LA Crip car, and he told the LA Crips that he killed from somebody from my neighborhood, 29th Street, and we was putting fake paperwork out there on him because he killed someone from our neighborhood, that's a false statement. That's a bold-faced lie. He never killed no one from 29th Street. But what happened was it caused the Northern Crips to have a riot with the LA Crips in Vacaville on program 1. Why the Northern Crips and the Southern Crips were having a riot, he rolls up and goes to the hole. He PCs up. He don't go S and Y, but he rolls up. He tells him he can't be there no more, right? So he goes to the hole. While he's in the hole, I get a visit from my ex-wife. Little dog gets a visit from his girlfriend. We're out in the visiting room chopping it up. Well, this individual gets a visit from his girl, and he's behind glass. And I know her because I dealt with her over the phone, you know, taking stuff to her, taking stuff to his mom. So I know her. I became familiar with her, and I had a somewhat of a relationship with her over the phone. So after his visit, she comes up to my table. And I'm not knowing at the time why this riot happened with the LA Crips and us, because it's on a whole nother program. I'm not knowing all the details about this. So she comes up to my table. Her name is, damn, I don't even want to say her name. She's known too in Sacramento. She comes up to me and my ex-wife's table and she says, oh boy wants to know if you still want to do what you was doing. If you do, shoot me $2,500 and have your girl follow me and give me what you want in here, and I'll have my cousin, his cousin, bring it to you next Friday, meet him in the elevator. So I'm like, hell yeah. Because at the time, I got this shit rolling. I got customers for phones, tobacco, weed, and all the shit. So, of course, I got money because I've been selling shit. So I have her follow her, go give her $2,500, then meet with her later that night and give her 10 phones and 10 cans of tobacco, right? Never heard from him again. So he got me for 10 phones, 10 cans of tobacco, and $2,500. Then he tells on me. After he gets me for the money, he tells the goon squad that I'm out there selling dope on the main line. They come and hit me and Little Dog in a San Diego cat. I didn't even know this San Diego cat, but he told on me, Little Dog, and the San Diego cat. So one day we're getting ready to go to the yard, and the goon squad run up in my cell, run up in Little Dog's cell, and they gaffer us up. I think they found 4 or 5 cans of tobacco. They didn't find all the phones, but they found a couple phones. They didn't find no drugs. Then while we're in the cage getting ready to go to the hole, they bring a San Diego cat in there, and this fool got an ounce of weed on him, and he tries to throw it in the garbage can. And I'm like, we're talking. He's like, man, that fool Capone, he's the only one that knew what I was doing. He must have told on. So Capone told on all 3 of us. So this is what happens. We go to the hole. And when we went to the hole, they didn't find nothing to send us to the hole for. If they find tobacco on the phone, you usually don't go to the hole for that. But because he said we were selling drugs, the goon squad put me and Little Dog in the hole, and they did their investigation, and I was in the hole probably 3 months, and they said I couldn't go back to the main line because people said that their lives were in danger if I go back to the main line, because a lot of people owed me and Little Dog money while we was there. So they put me up for transfer to Donovan. They put Little Dog up transfer. I think he went to Kern Valley or Wasco. He went to one of them prisons, you know, by Corcoran. So I ended up going to Donovan. I get to Donovan, I think, in June or July in 2014. But the scenario of this story is this. Even though I'm one man and I always pushed for what was righteous on these prison yards, you know, I'm 53 now. So when I got out, I was 49 years old. So to a lot of these youngsters in there claiming NC and stuff, a lot of youngsters look up to people my age. So, you know, they look up to us. And when you make bad calls, you know, it makes your whole car look bad. And what I seen at Susanville, when all this whole yard was letting this fool stay there, I knew then that I wasn't going to push NC no more. It was like a slap in the face to me. I couldn't clean up the whole yard because they went back and told this cat, you know, I said he was a rat. Instead of doing what they should have did, wait for the paperwork and then go stab dude and get him off the yard, They were scared of him, so they went back and told him and gave him the heads up. That's why he swung on me like that. But when he came to Vacaville, even though we didn't cause no injuries to each other at Susanville, so there wasn't. I didn't have no anger towards him as far as the little fight we had, because it really wasn't a fight. But I knew better to let this individual stay on the yard with me. But I let my greed get in the way. I let the dollar take away my better judgment, and I should have did what I was supposed to do. And me and Little Dog should have went and stabbed this dude like Little Dog wanted to do. But I didn't let that happen because we was in there balling. And I made a lot of money in my 6 months that I was at Vacaville due to this cat. And then he ended up telling on me. And I just want to let you guys know something. These are the things that you have to deal with in prison. You have to make decisions, not just for yourself, but for all the individuals that are under you, all the individuals that are in your car. And what I mean by car is the individuals that you run with. We call them cars in prison. Dirty Weather 916. Yeah, I was back with you, homie. I was looking at your channel, homie. No, I was in H-Wing, homie. And you know what individual I'm talking about, huh? You know exactly what individual I'm talking about. Big old swole cat from North Highlands. I was checking out your channel, Dirty Weather, but I just want to let you guys know, man, there are certain things in prison you have to make a decision that will. Yeah, I know you do. Let me put up some of these comments and answer some of these comments, man. Dirty Weather, you was in F-Wing. So I was in H2, man, with my little homie, Little Dog. The cat I'm talking about was in T-Wing, and he had all the phones. His cousin worked there, or his girl's cousin. And I shouldn't have let him stay there, man. And I ended up letting him stay there. I should have had him removed him myself when I got there, or when he got there, and I didn't, because I let the money control, the greed control, my decision making, man. And it ain't wise to do that. That's when I really knew. I'm gonna put his name up here. I'm not saying it, but this other individual just busted him out and said his name, and I'm putting his name up there. I didn't say it, but that's exactly what I'm talking about, man. His name is Baby Capone from North Highlands, and everybody knew from Sacramento and LA that this cat was a stone cold rat. And he's still on the main line, like I said. Now he's in Soledad Central with one of my homies. I'm not gonna say his name because it's making him look bad. Dirty Weather 916. Greed is why most get booty from SAC. You're right, homie. Hey, we're gonna do a collaboration, homie. A lot of people keep telling me to hook up with you. Your YouTube channel is a little bit older than mine. I just started mine a few months ago. But we're gonna hook up, man, and do something, man. But yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Capone from North Highlands, man. And I don't know the specifics about what he's doing now. I just know he's in Soledad Central, and he's still on the main line. He still ain't in SNY. And I doubt, because Soledad Central is a level 2, I doubt if he'll ever even see a SNY yard, because of the individuals that are on level 2 yards let that shit kind of slide. And I let it slide, and I shouldn't have. That was the worst decision. That's the only mark I ever had on my name in prison, man. And I made a huge mistake doing that. I never had to pay for that mistake, besides going to the hole and getting sent to Donovan. Yeah, VAC, homie. Yeah, a lot. So when you said that, a lot of people got booted from SAC out of Vacaville because of this individual, homie. It was because of greed, but it was too much money. It was too loose there, man. And a lot of people get on my channel and be like, "Why was you at Vacaville? Vacaville's no good." Not for us, it ain't. Vacaville's yeah, they trying to go home, homie. Vacaville is a prison that we could go to. It wasn't an SNY prison, either with CMC, AR. It was all mainline for us. And Southsiders could go to CMC now, AR. They're not considered no good there. So all these prisons has changed over the years. I had a comment the other day. Why would you say you was at CMC? That's a no good prison. Not for us, it ain't. Not AR, ain't. But a lot of these youngsters get on here and they go by what they hear. But hey, Dirty Weather. Yeah, everyone's trying to go home, homie. James, let me get back to your comments, man, because I didn't really answer none of your comments. Let me see what you said up here. The Don Dada Show, Lockdown 88. Yo, bro. What's up, Don Dada? What's happening? Whatever happened to those Detroit? I don't know what happened to the Detroit Boulevard Bloods, homie. Vamp is home. Vamp been home. Vamp is working for a trucking company right now. Vamp's doing his thing. He's out here working, man. Back in the 90s, what else you say? The Southern Crips never liked the Northern Crips in prison. Am I right? So, I mean, there were certain individuals from our neighborhood that always got into it with Southern Crips. Me, personally, I never had a beef with the down south Crip. If it was a personal beef and it never went anywhere else. But I never had issues with Southern California Crips, man. Matter of fact, I sell with a lot of them. I sell with Big Sea Dog from 60s, Daniel Camp. He's married to Snoop Dogg's Doggy Angel Chan. I sell with Hoovers before, but I really sell with a lot of 60 cats. I really vibe with a lot of 60s because they got the same kind of politics as us in prison. So I never had no issues with down south Crips. But a lot of people from our neighborhood, they had issues with people from down south. Not me. I never did. Only S and Y for Northerners. Does the Rat have a podcast called Prison Stories? Shit. You know what? He might, James. He might, homie. I have no idea. It's very possible he might have a podcast. I don't know. I'm gonna look him up though. Now that you said it, I wouldn't mind getting on his podcast and busting him out. Now that Dirty Weather put his name out, I wasn't gonna do that, man. But you know, a lot of people be like, "That's some fake content," and I don't like my channel geared towards putting people out there like that. That ain't what it is. This channel is to really show our youth what they're up against if they do have to go. I just did 10 years, man. And look, I just marked down every prison. In the last 10 years that I was in prison, I marked down, I was at 12 different spots in 10 years. If you guys don't believe me, I'm going to read them off to you. In 2010, I got to DVI for a 15-year sentence. I went to Corcoran October 2010 till May 2011. Yeah, hit that like button. Become a member of my channel, homie. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't already subscribed. But more importantly, become a member. It's only $3. I lowered the price to $3.99, and you guys will get exclusive content. You guys will get my book, The Man Behind the Woman, for free if you become a member. You'll get an ebook right now. Hard copies are coming very shortly. You guys will love my book, The Man Behind the Woman. I don't want to give you too many details about it, but if you become a member, hit that join button. I'll give you my book for free. I'll pay for the shipping and handling. I'll give it to you for free. So hit that join button, become a member. Hit that like button. Drop that link. Drop that link to what? To his podcast. Hey, James, if he is on, if he does have a podcast, drop that link, homie. Let's see what that link looks like. Look him up right now. I'm gonna be on here for a couple more minutes, man. Answer some of you guys' questions. Hey, Dirty Weather, you see what I smoke? I still smoke this shit. The last 40 years I've been smoking this. I can't shake it. I guess I still got that prison mentality smoking bugler, huh? Motherfuckers be laughing. When I first came home, I was going to the clubs. Motherfuckers like, you smoking bugler? I've been smoking bugler for 40 years. All right, you want to come on, Dirty Weather? Oh, you want me to send you a link? Okay, I'm gonna send you a link right now. Matter of fact, I can't do it. Oh yeah, I can. Hey, what's your email? Oh shit. Hey, Dirty Weather, what's your email? I'll send you a link right now. I gotta send it through email. Put your email up there. I'll send you a link right now. Curdy 926 79 at Gmail. You guys bear with me for a minute. I'm gonna get off here for a second and send him a link so he can come on here. I'm gonna do that right now. Curdy 926 79 at gmail.com. Check your email out, homie. I sent it, Dirty Weather. Check your email out. All you do is hit it and you'll come on. I just sent you a link to your email, Dirty Weather. Check it out, hit it, and come on in. I'm gonna have this special guest now, Dirty Weather. I've been meaning to link up with him. A lot of people have told me to link up with him in the past, and I just never had the time because you guys know I took a couple months off of YouTube. Here he comes on now. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I remember you.
It's likewise. It's likewise, man. I've been watching your channel too. I seen you when you first came on, and you was talking about the shooting where you lost your partner.
Which one?
You was talking about the SIBO shooting.
Oh, with Ernie. Yeah.
That's what got my attention because, like, our generation, like we got a responsibility to keep accurate facts and truth out there. And everything you were saying, I was like, damn, that's right. Yep, that's accurate. Yep, damn.
I raised that fool, man. My mom and his mom lived across the street from each other since he was 7 years old. So I raised that cat. You know what I mean? I've been knowing him for years. Me and him don't talk now because of some situation. But, you know, that's what's sad because that's the second person that got killed up at that park because of him. Well, I can't say because of him, but because of his videos.
No, because of him. That's true.
You know,
if he wouldn't have busted that gun in the air and said quit all that gang banging, then Q-Ball wouldn't have died. We tell the truth.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
Hey, it's a beautiful thing though when you got somebody that's really from Sacramento, and it'll be certain stuff that don't even need to be said, but said. Because I was a kid, you older than me, but your generation is the generation, like you were saying earlier, that laced us.
A lot of people, like several individuals, told me to hook up with you months ago. They was like, man, you need to look this individual up. But I've been watching your channel now and then. you know, I own a company. I own a tree company. So this YouTube shit was kind of secondary to me. But now that the company's in, this is our slow season. So now I'm putting a lot of, you know, time into this shit. I've been dropping a video a day and shit, man. But yeah, I'm glad you did come on my channel. So what's your last topic you did something on?
I would probably say the theme that I've been seeing all over YouTube, and that's being true to yourself. Like everybody's saying it, but they're all saying it in like different ways. But the ultimate message is be true to yourself and set yourself free. And lately I haven't been on for good reason. You'll see one day, but for good reason I haven't really been on YouTube. This is a rare thing.
Hey, so you was at Vacaville with me when that shit happened with Capone?
I was in Vac with Capone, yo.
What wing was you in?
Actually, I was in T wing
with him.
Yeah.
Oh, you was in there with him.
You know, I was at the end of the hall, and then oh boy was in H, the one that up on the right hand side. I'm gonna tell you something though. That dude blended in well, but I don't think that I think he got LA ties too. If I'm not mistaken.
No, what happened was he went to the LA car and he crossed us up. He said that we was going to put false paperwork out on him. That caused a riot between us and them. And I didn't even know what it was over because it was on your guys' program. So he worked me out of $2,500 and some phones and shit. But you know,
he worked a bunch of people.
Yeah, he left there with bag standards, man. And my little homie, little dog, wanted to stab him as soon as he got there, and I stopped it. And I shouldn't have. But you know, I let the money take over, man, and I made a lot of money. I was there for 6 months, and I moved over 150 phones in 6 months.
Let me tell you a little Vacaville story. Then Vacaville was so crazy of it. Did you go through orientation too, or was you able to go straight to the line?
I went straight to H wing.
Okay, they used to have a T wing, the third tier, orientation third tier T wing, right? So when I come out finally off of orientation, I'm looking around in the day room like, damn, it smelled like cigarettes, weed. Like it seemed like it was a party in this bitch.
Yeah.
So finally when I get off, I go down there and it's literally a party. It's like 9-10 people with phones just sitting down, not even scared about the police coming around the corner. If you want to smoke a cigarette, you can smoke it in the day room. You want to smoke weed, you got to go into the bathroom and blow it out the window. There was a window in the bathroom, in the day room, so you can just smoke and blow it out.
Yeah, I was in T wing before.
Yeah, hey, so I was the first person in Vacaville to have watch phones.
Oh, is that right?
I was bringing, all I'm gonna say is da, 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 and I was rocking that way, and them motherfuckers, I had watch phones in that bitch.
Hey, check this out. After Capone left, before Capone got there, this is how loose Vacaville is. So I was in H dorm, a 4-man cell, right? And one of my cellies worked in the visiting room. And what I would do was I would have my ex-wife bring me 4 or 5 cans of tobacco up, 4 or 5 ounces of weed, and she would bring them and put them in the bathroom, the girls' bathroom. And then she would tell the CO the bathroom needed to be clean. And my cellie would go in there and clean it, get the shit, and walk straight out the visiting room because he was a worker in there, take him to our cell, and come right back in the visiting room because he was a worker in there, and they'd be in there before I got back. That's how loose Vacaville was.
Bro, was it a brother?
Yeah, his name was Raymond from Stockton.
Okay, Ray. I'm gonna tell you something because it was cutthroat there as well. Like you had to learn how to swim with the lions, tigers, sharks, and the pussies because the pussies was just as dangerous as the lions. Yeah, they would tell on you.
Fast.
And so Ray, I used to put I was bringing my shit in through the dun pocket, right? Yeah. Remember they used to just tell you bring it down and that's it. They didn't want to touch you. Yeah. So what I did is because I knew somebody close to me was snitching on me. So and I had an idea who it was. His name starts with an H. His nickname starts with an H, and the last part starts with a D. and he got gold teeth, and he from Sacramento. But
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say much past that. But I was like, certain information. You know how you drop some information and see if it comes back. So I came out the visiting room with I had the candy bars packed with tobacco. I came out the candy bar and in the hallway and flashed him. Yeah, look. He was like, "Oh, so that's how you doing it." The next week, Ray was like, "Yeah, man, they said I can't bring no candy back because it's kind of hot." I was like, "Got him."
He went and told.
He told because I wasn't sharing the business with him because I ain't gonna lie. In fact, I was snorting my ass off. Yes, I was. I was snorting, drinking, snorting coke. I was smoking weed. I was popping ecstasy pills. I was doing everything under the thing in Vacaville, right? So the only way to stay ahead is I had to buy his crystal, let him believe that I was snorted out the game, and then I was selling his. But what I would do is I would already have the money for his off top. Yeah. Just here you go, 200. And I've already been and sold his shit all the while. I have my own.
So you was dealing with Ray?
I was dealing with Ray only because I was in the pod that he had moved to, the last one with Sylvia. You remember?
He was in love with Sylvia.
Yeah.
So Ray, man, when I moved to that dorm, Ray was a lifer. He didn't have nothing. I put that fool on. I used to have my mom call him out before he worked. I got him the job in the visiting room because he was working in the kitchen at first.
Mm-hmm.
So I got him a job in there. And that dude used to cook his ass off. He would iron my clothes. He would do everything for me. And before I left, he was like, "Dog, nobody's ever took care of me in prison like you did, man." I gave him 2 phones. I had him selling my phones, selling my tobacco, doing everything under the sun, man. I like that dude a lot, man. But I didn't trust him. I didn't trust him at all.
Look how they got rid of me. First, I'm on a visit, right? And I remember I'm doing my thing. So, but something told me to hold off. Tomlin, and Tomlin, the light-skinned one with the big butt.
Yeah.
And the other girl, Reinhardt.
She's still there, huh?
Yeah, punk ass.
Yeah.
So Reinhardt,
I know her from out here.
Me too. That's why I'm gone. That's why I left here. But so they called me out. They called me to go strip me out, right? They don't hardly ever do this shit. But this particular time, they're thinking I'm about to bust a move. So they take me into the visiting room and strip me out, right? I'm going bad. So Tomlin and Reinhardt say, "Why you tripping? We know all about your phones and old Folsom. Why you tripping?" I said, "Yeah, I know all about you too." Yeah. She said, "Why?" I said, "Because I'm a Southside Viking." Reinhardt was a cheerleader for the Vikings.
Yeah.
By the time I get back to my cell, they had already tossed my cell, but my phone, I had a watch phone. That motherfucker was in my shower bag outside the door. So when they opened my door and tore it up, that shit is on the outside. So then the next morning, they let me. I worked in the kitchen, and I worked that kitchen like a motherfucking well-oiled machine too. Both sides get my money, but as soon as the last dorm was fed, the police came in right after him. Was like, "You Williams? Yeah, cuff up." Sent me to the hole for over-familiarity.
How long
with Reinhardt?
And where'd they send you to?
Back to Solano, where I had a staff assault there. I didn't even think I was able to go back to Solano, but they wanted me going out of Vacaville, so I went back to Solano and paroled.
When'd you get out?
I got out 4th of July, 2013.
That you've been out since?
I went back in 2016. And then I came home in 2018, June.
I came home 2018, man. Hey, so what you doing? Were you from the Heights, huh?
Yep, but I'm from Del Paso View basically because I'm being raised in the north and the south, maybe probably the south more than the north, but the north is where I started and always stayed with.
So you know King
Humphrey?
Yeah,
I know all my G's. I might not know a lot of youngsters.
He's
But I
with
know all my G's though.
He's with my ex-wife's cousin right now. Hold on 1 second. Let me grab it. Yeah, man. So what you doing out here?
He said the link is called Fresh Out, Life After the Pen. That
Yeah,
sounds like Big Hurt.
Yeah, that's not Capone, James. I don't think Capone got no damn podcast from where he's at. He might though, because I know he got a phone.
I was on Fresh Out. I was on Fresh Out. That ain't.
Yeah, that's Hurt. He's in LA now. That ain't who you think it is, James. What's up, Daniel Gonzalez? What's happening with you, man?
Daniel Gonzalez. I had a homie named Daniel Gonzalez back in the days.
Oh, really?
Does he know OG Crumb from the? Of course, everybody know rap.
Crumb.
Everybody know. Hey, see, see another reason why I wanted to come on your show is because there ain't too many real sack homies that's in this YouTube game. I've been in this YouTube game since 2018.
Oh, really?
And I promise you, it ain't too many real sack homies where I can have a real ass conversation like this with that knows their history.
Hey, look. So you asking about Crumb? Check this out. I ran into Crumb. So my half brother's Freddie T. Okay, they own A-Ball Records. We don't want to get into all that. But so anyway, Crumb and Tim Hill and Virgil had jumped my brother at the Paul Bunyan back in the day, right? And he beat them all. He beat them all up. So fast forward, this was like 93, 92. Fast forward.
Freddie T had legendary hands though.
Yeah, he's out here now. I ain't talked to him in a while, but look. So fast forward, I think early 2000, me and him run into Crumb on Marconi at the AMPM. Crumb pulls up, and mind you, after they jumped my brother, Crumb used to let us drive that 5.0 because we was buying dope from him, right? So we see him in the 2000s, and this fool pulls up and offers us $10,000 because he wants to film us doing some porn shit, right?
Oh yeah, I remember them days.
So wait, he takes me to this house off El Camino, and he takes me in this house, and all the walls are pink, and he got leopard skin couches and shit, and he brings these hoes out, man. And I swear to God, these bitches look like something out of Elder Creek, Bellini Way, right? I was like, bro, you can't give me a ticket to fuck these bras, man. Who was that? But yeah, I've been fucking with Crumb for a lot of years, man. I think Crumb's he owns a cannabis club somewhere, I heard.
Yeah, he be at that brother to brother thing too.
Oh, he does?
Brother to brother over there across the street from Jimmy's.
Yeah. Hey, so you ain't fucking with YouTube no more?
Oh no, I'm just taking a break.
Yeah, I had to take.
It's other people that like I've been here forever, man. So it's other people that deserve a shot to see what they got without me.
Hey, look,
without me coming in, and because I promise you, I can go anywhere in the YouTube game and I establish, my name. But
yeah,
I have a tendency to pollute a podcast sometimes. I don't be trying to do it, but
no, that's our duty though. That's our duty. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these cats, man, I got so many invitations to get on all these shows, man, and I'm not doing it. But I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if you hip to Blood on the Razor Wire TV.
I'm hip to every YouTuber that's been in the game more than a year.
So you know Chad Marks?
Yes, I know everybody. Everybody.
He's out of New York.
She's a very smart individual. And I promise you, I wish I had a Chad Marks when I was young coming in the game and didn't know nothing about legal stuff.
Yeah, I've been fucking with him tough because I got two partners in the feds right now, and he's doing their briefs for me right now. But I got on his channel when I first started, and I gained about 1,200 followers just off his channel. That's how I got my subscribers right there. But he wants to come on my channel. I'm going to let him come on here. And I was thinking about fucking with L on APA, A Prisoner's Awakening, but it's hard for me, where I'm from, and he felt, I just don't know about that, man. It's hard. Huh?
The thing I would say is, remember this. You might have started off as a prison channel,
Yeah,
but a year from now, I promise you, you're gonna be so tired of talking about prison shit,
I know.
and you're gonna bust out of that. You're gonna bust out of that shell and be trying to do other shit.
I'm already tired of it.
See what I'm saying?
I'm already tired of it. You know what I mean? So, hey,
That's why. That's
this
why
is what I'm.
anybody that got a channel called Prison Awakening, Prison Anything, After Prison, Before Prison, Level 4, The Yard, and all of that shit, man, that's all framing. It frames you and makes you one dimensional. The goal is to come with a name that allows you to be universal.
Okay, so look, this is what I'm doing right now. I don't know if you see my interview with Tony Lopez.
Tony the Tiger?
See the interview I did day before yesterday?
But that's worth looking at though.
Okay, so I grew up with him, boxing with him. His mom and my mom lived 2 blocks away from each other. I used to be with his younger sister. So I just interviewed him, and you know, he's out here. He had his bail bonds. His wife's running that now, but he's a plumber now. He got Tony the Tiger plumbing, right? So I shot him an idea. And I've been watching Mike Tyson's hot boxing and shit. So I'm going to his house Friday and I'm setting up a podcast at his house. So you guys might want to tap in on Tony the Tiger in the Ring podcast. We're going to set that up Friday. We're going to start probably Monday or Tuesday. And we're going to hit all, we ain't going to do this prison shit. We're going to branch out off, just like you said, in a whole nother category.
The goal is just to make this prison shit just a piece of what you do.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is a big ass pie, and we can all get a slice in this bitch.
What is that, a 740? What's that in back of you, a 442?
73 Cougar.
Ooh, you got a 73 Cougar with a white
named Dusty.
Is that a white top on it?
You better believe it.
With white guts?
Nah, peanut butter.
You've been had that for years, huh?
2018.
Oh, you barely got it?
I mean, shit, that's a lot of years to have a car. But
not an old
I'm only like the third, fourth owner.
Yeah, that motherfucker looks clean from what I could tell. Hardly no
351 Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah, I know what that got. That's fast.
Racing cams.
Yep. Hey, what's your damn, where'd my pen go? What is your Instagram, homie?
Everything is dirty weather. Hey, any questions you got for me, man? If I was you, I'd shoot him, because you never know when you see me on this beast. Not till 2023.
No, listen. What? Say that again.
I ain't gonna be on YouTube till like 2023, probably like February, March.
That's a good thing. Look, we ain't gonna do no questions. We gonna hook up off of this shit, because I got some questions. Look like a muscle car. James is old as me. It is a muscle car, my nigga.
Straight up.
But we're gonna hook up off of this, because I got an idea, homie. And it's gonna be beneficial to everybody from Sacramento, like everybody from all generations, from all neighborhoods, and it's something this lucrative. And I already talked to a few other cats, you know, Leon Jordan, Walt Anderson. I talked to them cats, and I'm gonna holler at you about it too.
Put like this. It's kind of hard to name a name from Sacramento of somebody that I don't know personally.
I know.
From your era and mine.
How old are you?
Walter Anderson. I'm only 43.
Walt's the big homie.
Watch this. Walter Anderson.
Yeah.
Watch this. His mom and my grandma were best friends. I got a picture of my grandma and his mom at McClellan Air Force Base in like 1950 something. Black and white.
That's crazy.
Walter's nickname is Squeaky.
Squeaky. Yeah.
Walter's nickname is Squeaky, and my mom knows. My mom.
You cut out. Hey, you cut out.
You know he painted that mural at the big park.
Yeah, he got an art studio. You been to his art studio?
You know he painted the mural at big park at the big park.
Yeah, he got an art studio right there. You been to his art studio? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can't hear me?
Freezing up. Probably my shit.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
I said you never been to his art studio. You been to his art studio?
I need to.
He got an art studio right on 4th.
I mean, I can't think of a more better person. He used to paint he used to paint all the murals in the visiting room too.
Oh yeah, I know. Art's a crafty ass dude. I just don't like that he's a Lakers fan.
You ever had the pleasure of playing softball with him?
I was on his team at Old Folsom.
When you was in Old Folsom?
I was only there on a violation, a 12-month violation. I was there. Dooney was on the 5th tier. Walt was on the 1st tier. And Mario Chiola was on the 1st. You know, Mario Chiola just got out last month, right?
Come on, man. You know, hey, look. I remember one time, not to advocate. Like I got stories about all the homies. But like Mario Chiola, right? His girl was talking crazy to him in the visiting room.
Mario?
I'm looking up, right? All of a sudden I hear pow. I look back and his hand was like, it was still like
So you know that girl you talking about right now?
Yeah.
She just went to jail last week. My girl lives right next door to her. That's how I knew Mario got out.
Really?
They live right by Tahoe.
He slapped the dog shit out of his girl in the visitor room. I ain't never seen that.
Hey, when I was in Old Folsom, Mario Chiola grabbed a lunch bag and threw it in a sergeant's face. That's when he found out Paula, his sister, was sick.
Wait a minute. What year was you in Old Folsom? Because when Mario was there, was you there for the riot with the white boys in the chow hall?
I was, listen. I did a segment on this, homie. I want you to verify something for me.
Yeah.
The white boys in the Serendos had a riot, right?
Uh-huh.
A white boy came around the back and hit me in the head with a ladle thinking I was a Sereno, and all the blacks jumped up. Was you there then?
No, I heard about it, though.
So
you worked in the kitchen, didn't you?
No. Me and C-Money, my celly. C-Money was my celly. Okay, we went to chow. The whites in the South Siders got in a riot. A white boy hit me in the head. He worked in the kitchen. He came around the back, hit me in the head with a ladle, and all the blacks jumped up, and we took off on the white boys with the Serenos.
You remember, and Howard Hughes was with you, right?
Howard Hughes was right up under me.
Right. Okay, yeah. I remember now. I remember because that morning Howard Hughes was catting out.
Yeah. So listen. So a lot of people on here are like, the South Siders and blacks never had a riot against the white boys. I'm trying to tell people, man, I was the cause of that riot, why the blacks got in it. They thought I was a South Sider, and a lot of people like, I don't remember that. Bro, I was in that shit.
But the South Siders kind of fell back, though, and the white boys just took that ass with them.
Yeah, they took it. Nah, Smurf Nacho. Nah, C-Money, his name is Nimoy Davis, homie. You got the wrong C-Money.
They ain't never gonna let him go.
C-Money?
They ain't never gonna let Nimoy go.
You know, I just had this conversation with my homegirl, Insane, and you know, she's real butthurt over that because that was her best friend. And you know, I mean, I think everyone deserves a second chance, man. But that case right there, that fucked me up.
Her son was there.
I know. And he wrote C-Money a letter while I was his celly, talking about if he ever comes home. You know what I mean? I read the letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but Nimoy, because they tried to read. So you was there in the 2000s then.
I want to say 05. Wait, let me see. I want to say.
You're already saying the right language because I was there from 05 to 2010.
Okay, so wait a minute. It was a violation. It was a 12-month violation. And you know, I have so many bullet violations. I don't even remember. Was it 05?
If and you was there with Mario Chiola, it was like 06.
It might have been from 05 to 06.
Yeah. All you gotta do is name an incident, name a riot, and I remember. But
Okay, so listen, was you there when my homie Little Fee and
Gangster
Little
Fee,
Gangster
when they
Fee?
jumped him under the table,
Yeah. No,
right
no, no,
behind the
no,
basketball
no, no,
court.
no. When Little Fee and Coop jumped on Chewbacca and someone else when me and Dooney was at work, and Dooney came home tripping from work.
You talk about when they jumped Chewbacca in the area, and they was
Yeah,
coming. But see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Coop is that's my nigga.
yeah, that's my dude too.
And Fee is my nigga too. But Bach be on that bullshit sometimes. He be on that extra bullshit sometimes. And I had to learn that about Bach out here on the streets. When he get to drinking, he start tripping. And Coop, them some of the most humblest Crips, but will get active. And
Yeah.
don't give a fuck about no NC or none of that shit either.
So,
Coop been my partner. Coop been my partner since motherfucking the 9th grade.
So Dooney came out and came to my cell before a work call, and he's like, "Come on, dog," and he handed me a thing, and I'm like, "What?" And I'm thinking we going out there because an enemy or something. He goes out there and throws the thing on the table up under the tower. You know where our tables was, right?
I remember before y'all had them tables.
Yeah,
y'all was in the area with the sack homies.
Okay, look, my cell was 2 doors down from Mousie's. That's where I moved.
In one building.
And I moved down 2 cells down from Mousie. And you know, Mousie kind of laced me in 1989 when I first went to prison. I went to Tracy, and I seen Mousie do something to a white dude, man. And I was in the hole with him in K-Wing, and he really laced me on a lot of stuff. So when I seen him, it fucked me up because the first thing he said is, "Dog, you got some treats for me?" And I'm like, "Some treats?" You know, he wanted it, you know, and I'm like, "Man, I didn't know he went like that, man." It fucked me up.
Hell yeah, Mousy used to snow mode in the law loud.
That dude
didn't have to pay for it.
No, didn't pay nothing for it. Never.
I had the pleasure of meeting Mousy too, but you know, he rests in peace now.
I was with him when he died in New Folsom. I was there with him.
Well,
yeah, man. I got so many. Can you
somebody say James.
Hey, James, I already had Big Dooney on here. I did an interview with Big Dooney back in May, I think. Check it out.
Day is not from the Heights. Day from the Manors.
Hey, that's
but my Day is from an era when the Heights and the Miners was damn near the same.
Wait, who asked about Day? Oh, James. So look, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about Day. So I used to have a transmission shop on Franklin Boulevard called Allstate Transmission. It was me and my cousin and another individual. Day had a paint shop on 47th Avenue. And you know, Day used to do his thing. I used to do my thing. And Day married my brother.
The 90s?
1997.
He had that drop candy green Cougar.
Day had that white dually truck, and he just painted Sebo's Benz for us, candy blue. But look, I'm gonna tell you something about Day. So he married my brother's ex-wife Eve. So one time I needed
Carter?
Mexican and black Eve.
Eve Carter.
Yeah. So he married her. Well, anyway, Day used to come to the shop all the time. I used to go to his shop because he was painting Sebo's Benz for us, right? And I needed some work because we was out of work. And Day came to my shop and handed me 10 things of work. And I never seen him again after that. To this day, I still haven't seen Day since that. He came out the feds. When he came out the feds, G Bunny told me he was home. He told me he'd be at some park over there playing chess. I went up there. Next thing you know, Day back fighting another case.
Well, shit, he absconded first.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, before he even got out the feds, he ran from the feds first.
I know he got caught going back to where he was at with a tow truck, I heard.
So back in them days when you was in Old Folsom, Zoe was my cellie.
Zoe?
Little Zoe from the Manors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was my cellie.
You was in one building too?
Yeah, I was in A1.
Oh, you was on the first tier.
I was on first tier. And I was in every section eventually, but when you was there, Because me and Zoe was cellies for like damn near 2 years.
So you was there when I fought my celly TC, Terry Calder?
TC.
Terry Calder.
Crip TC. Oh, Crip TC.
Yeah, light skin.
Yeah.
Weirdo. He's a straight weirdo.
He got a different name now though, don't he?
TC, that's his name. That's all I know about. But so what happened was me and C Money got into it because during that ride in that chow hall you was talking about, C Money left me hanging. He ran and left me fighting. So I moved back in the cell with C Money. We had a little lockdown. So Dooney moved me over to one building and I moved in with TC. And we got in a fight in the cell because he got drunk one day and started talking shit about somebody. And I'm like, go tell him that. He's up on the 5th tier. You go tell him that. And he wasn't going to do that. So,
you talking about light skin TC?
Yeah, with the buck tooth.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That was my celly for about 2 months, and I got in a fight with him in the cell.
Them cells are too small to be fighting in.
It sure was, because we tore that motherfucker apart. Both our TVs was broken, some more shit.
You want to hear some sad shit, though? Picture coming back to Old Folsom and seeing the same people. Nimoy,
he's still there.
He don't go by C Money no more. He'll check you, or he'll act like he got a problem if you call him C Money. But
he's moved.
No, he Nimoy now. He Nimoy or Brother X, because he full-fledged Nation Islam now.
He's still in Old Folsom though.
Man, he miserable though. I promise you. Nimoy is miserable now, man.
He been miserable. He been miserable for the last 20-something years.
He cursed. He shouldn't have did that. He should not have picked up that 12 gauge.
No, man. No. That was the most stupidest crime. Oh, my shit's finna go dead right now. My battery's finna go dead. We finna cut this off. If y'all haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. It's really there it goes. Can y'all hear me?
Wait a minute. If you go off, I'll still be on your show. You know that, right? How many people is up in here? Because he gonna cut off. He'll cut off. So I'm gonna rock for about another. Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna rock with y'all for about another 5-10 minutes. Any questions? Hit me. What questions, y'all? Whatever happened to Mitchell from the Heights? Mitch? I thought Mitch died, to be honest with you. I thought Mitchell died, or was that ST? I'm not sure which one died, but I ain't heard nothing from Mitch in a minute.
I had to change the battery on my camera.
I remember when Eve used to drive Day Trap over to.
Hey, you can see the questions?
Yep. Do you remember that? See, okay, so here goes some real life history. See, James, you gotta come on. You gotta come on when he doing a thing because that's real sack history that people don't know about.
James been on my channel since the beginning. He's from 29th Street, but he asked all the great ass questions, man. I remember Eve used to drive Day drop top all over town. You're right. James, like I said, Dooney was already on here. I did a long interview with Dooney, I think back in May or June. All you got to do is look at the thumbnails and you'll see his picture.
Was he on there trying to sing? Did you get him trying to sing?
No, but he just was at Sibo's concert last week, and I think he was on stage with Sibo a couple weeks ago.
The one in Oakland?
Yeah. He was up there with Bo.
The new Sweet Jimmy's?
Yeah. Have you been there?
Nah, I'm a little nervous to be going to Oakland
right now, huh?
I'll go because my girl from Oakland, but just to hang out though, nah, I'm good. Not my territory.
Hey, Smurf Nacho, Huckabuck does live in Sac. He's still here. I haven't seen Huckabuck since I took him to LA at Sibo's record release party back in 2001, I think, is the last time I've seen Huckabuck. But Freddie Loco's his cousin, the one that was on here the other day on my channel. That's his first cousin.
What year in the 90s? Was you out for the whole 90s?
Hell no. I did shit. I went to jail in 89, got out in 91, went back in 93, got out in 95, went back in 95, got out. I did like 12 years on parole violations in the 90s, homie, and caught 3 new cases.
So 90, so 89, 90, 91. So you know my cousin. You know my cousin Stephen Stowers.
That's my dude, light skin stuffing. So
You know
look,
my cousin.
I was at Vacaville with him in '89 when he paroled and did that to the Montu girl.
Yeah, that's my cousin, man.
Is he out?
Nah. But he in a pen that they shutting down, so he probably come back up north though.
Stefan had that pink. He had that pink.
The pink cutlass. I mean the pink delt with the sirens on it. But see, James Smith said you remember the Blazer Boys. See, I was a kid, but I remember because a lot of people can't picture the Heights in Oak Park getting along. But true of the matter is there was once a clique that involved Heights and Oak Park niggas called the Blazer Boys.
I used to see Crumb in Oak Park all the time with that green blazer. He had a green blazer, a candy green blazer with gold Dayton's on it.
Yep. He also had that big old tan Suburban.
Yep. He had the tan Suburban.
With stupid slap in it.
Yep.
Hey, but I was going to say, you said 89, 90, 91. So was you a casualty of G Parkway? Because that's when I lived in G Parkway.
So when we was in G Park, well, I was never in G Parkway. My homie Pookie, Kool-Aid, Pooh, and Madball, they was on the G. I was never a G Parkway. I always was Twin Pines, Neja Court. That was my era before G Parkway.
Why did we call it Ninja Court? And it ain't even spelled the same.
Neja Court.
We call it Ninja Court. Until finally you look at the damn sign, it says Nedra.
Well, we say Nedra Court. Yeah, you're right, though.
You said Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid, Pooh. We used to be in Twin Pines. We used to be in Neja Court.
You talking about Kool-Aid that got no, I'm thinking of Rossi. You remember Rossi?
Rossi, who's that?
He got hit by a car he was from 24th Street. He got hit by a car on Meadowview.
That sounds a
lot of people forgot about him, man.
You talking about Valroy? That's Valroy that got hit by a car from 24th Street.
Nah, but his name was really C though. Unless that was his other name. He had a girl named Yoshi.
He has twin sisters, Denise and Denise, right?
Nah, but I remember them though. See, that's the thing. I'm from the Heights, but I grew up in Meadowview too. Like I went to John Sloat, Burbank, Edward Kimball, Martin Luther King, Lisbon.
So you know Pokey and Danny.
Well, they don't normally say it in that order. They normally say Danny and Pokey.
I say Pokey. That's my gambling partner. That's he's a Niners fan and I'm a Dallas fan. We gamble all football season.
What's old boy name from Fruit Ridge?
Troy Hodges?
No. Manuel, not Manuel.
Oh, fat ass Manuel.
The one that went down when they all went down in the 90s.
Manuel. That was over my transmission shop. You know that, right?
Manuel and his grandma and all of them.
Oh, Mondo.
Mondo's
back on another case right now, and I heard it has something to do with Day Day. Yeah, I don't want to get into all that on my channel, but yeah, it has something.
I feel it. Hey, because they ain't never been nothing short of the F.
Yeah. So that's where I started out at, James the Rock with Cadillac Tone. My first dope sack was from John Wayne in Cadillac Tone. Gave me my first dope sack. I bought a quarter ounce from them and I sold it in the Rock back in 84, 83 or 83. Was it 83, I think?
Guess where I lived in 83, 84?
Huh?
Guess where I lived in 83, 84?
You wasn't born yet.
Coral Gables.
Oh, really?
Coral Gables. And
in the
when
creek?
You was at the Rock, when you was going to the Rock to meet Cadillac Tone, I was going to that 7-Eleven playing Mario Brothers.
I used to go to Coral Gables and fuck with John Wayne from the creek.
Mm-hmm. I used to that in 1989, the field behind where it's Home Depot now.
Uh-huh.
I went to juvenile hall at 9 years old for burning that field up. That's no longer there.
On Meadowview?
On Meadowview and Amherst. Behind back then we called it the Hindu store or A1 later.
A1 in the hamburger stand.
Yeah, I burnt that field up and went to juvenile hall.
Hey, James, John Wayne died, homie, of a heart attack. He died probably 10, 15 years ago of a heart attack.
Okay, so I got a question for you. I always ask this to people from Meadowview, but you was there. Honda Hills or Haunted Hills?
Listen, I'm here right now. If look in back of me, right in back of this wall, that's Honda Hills. And back at John Steele,
it's not Haunted Hills.
Honda, like Honda.
Yeah.
That's Honda Hills. I'm here right now.
Yeah, I used to have rock fights with the people from that side of Meadowview back in them days.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, we used to go back there and go crawdadding and ride our little motorcycles and mini bikes back there.
I promise you it was no crawdad like Crawdad Creek back there. I promise you.
There was.
Like, man, I didn't caught some big ass, like there were so many crawdads back there, you could just walk up to the edge and see them and they wouldn't even run from you.
Being tapped in with the music industry and with you being from the neighborhood that's worldwide, are you interested in doing manager? Hey, Smurf, hit my line when I get off here, homie. I meant to call you back yesterday because I didn't know. I looked at your page, homie, and after talking to you, I tapped back in with a couple people so we could talk. We could talk when we get off this. When I get off of this live, man, we could talk about that. You talking about with your artists, the Mexican cat you got out there, Marv Mitch. Who's Marv?
Marv Mitch is doing good, man. He been home 6 months now. He getting involved in a lot of little programs, and all over Facebook.
You talking about Mitch from the Heights?
Marv Mitch and LeMay. Remember from back in the days?
Wait, they had a life sentence?
They had a life sentence.
Man, look, my first family visit was at DVI, and I go out there with Mitch, right? I call him Marv. We go out there, he's with this big old girl, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to smoke some weed on my family visit. And so I'm smoking weed. You know, you could go out and barbecue, right? This is in 1995. He tells me, he's like, dog, you could go in the shower, turn the steam on and smoke in the shower. That was my first and only family visit. I got kicked out that motherfucker and sent to the hole because they caught me smoking weed in that motherfucker. Never had one after that. Hey, whatever happened? Where's B-side at?
Which one? Carl Bernstein or B-side from Valley High?
No, B-side from the Heights.
Yeah, that's Carl Burnside. I know his son got locked up. I don't know what's up with Big B-side. I ain't heard his name in the conversation in a long time.
I think he's out, bro. I think I seen him on Instagram not too long ago. Matter of fact, he is on his. He got one of them cars like you got right there. He got a Cougar, a candy red Cougar. Yeah, I just seen him on Instagram.
Yeah, my I got an uncle named Stanley Ramsey. You ever heard of him?
Hey, look, let me tell you a story about Stanley Ramsey, homie. Vacaville, 89, when Stefan was there with me.
Uh-huh.
I had a Northenial cousin that got killed. And me and Stanley was on the reception center side, and Stefan was on the main line. I ended up going the main line with Stefan, but Stanley Ramsey and what's the light-skinned cat's name from the Heights? He killed a Northerner in CV Circle back in the day. I can't think of his name. I wanted to stab this cat that killed my cousin that came, right? And Stanley Ramsey came and brought me my first piece in jail. It was this big. And I went to go hit this Northerner, and the dude I'm talking about from the Heights, he's known too, light-skinned cat. He killed a Northerner back in the day in CV Circle. Matter of fact, he killed a Regalado. Danny.
Milk? You talking about Milk?
No, not Milk. Oh my! I just seen him at Calvary Christian Center about 3 years ago, man. He was at Calvary Christian Center. What's his name? Anyways, I know Stanley very well. He got this right here.
That's my uncle, man.
That's your uncle. What's he doing?
He locked up right now, but he should be home. He should be home next year.
I always looked at Stanley as a black northerner. He programmed like a northerner.
Hey, I promise you. You know why? Because I needed answers. Like I had to talk with my uncle. I'm like, I need answers, huh? Like how the hell is they saying you was like a black northerner? So he told me the story. He told me the story. He said a situation happened where the northerners was moving on somebody, and like the situation kind of came his way, and he ain't had no choice but to get involved and helped, but he had no choice. And from then on, they tried to label him as that, a black northerner named Cartoon.
Hey, because look, at Vacaville, he would sell with somebody. He would sell with a northern cat. That northern cat's dead now. He was from matter of fact, he was from Northgate. He was from what's that called out there? Northgate is
Gardenland.
Gardenland. He was from Gardenland, and Stanley would sell with him. Yeah.
Whatever happened to GP for the Heights? They got a nigga gang of time, but he's supposed to be home. He's supposed to be home like in the next couple of years.
GP was in CMC with me.
He was in Old Folsom maybe when you came, or he might have left like right before you came. But in 05, 06, GP was there. He just never really came outside.
Hey, D Money, I'm gonna put my Instagram up for you, man.
Whatever happened to Gary Barnes from the Heights? We was talking about him earlier. That's G Bunny.
So I got something to say right now, and it's gonna fuck you up.
G Bunny not my family though. We related.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say this right now. Let me put this up. So me and G Bunny go back to elementary school, John Morris Elementary School off of Florin Road. Hey, Marv,
he ain't never denied his South area roots. It is people like G Bunny why I don't deny, even though I'm from the Heights, I'm from Meadowview too, and because of people like G Bunny. Go ahead, because this confirms it.
Me and G Bunny go back to second grade at John Morris Elementary School. So while I'm in prison, my last joke in 2016, G Bunny he hit me up on Facebook. He was in Las Vegas, right? He was living in Las Vegas. So when I come home in 2018, he tells me he's in Sacramento. So I slide by his grandma's house over there on, 78 or 58? I slide over there. This is 2019. I slide over there, and me and him, he's doing real bad, like really, really bad. So I put something together, and I put G Bunny back on. And that fool loved me. Like, I mean, he thanked me. He's like, man, my own homies wouldn't even do this for me. Right? I put him back on. You know what I'm talking about? And Uncle Reg too. Uncle Reg is doing the refurbishing homes and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So check this out. That happens. I put him on, right? Then the pandemic hits, right? I want you to fill in the lines because I can't really say this, right? The pandemic hits, and you know what everyone out here was doing with the pandemic, right?
Getting that money.
Okay, so look, I do that for everybody that's living at that house, and some shit comes up missing, and I get the blame for it. So that's how me and G Bunny fell out in 2021. But that's my dude, man. I've been grew up with that dude. I put him on. I can't see that. Back up.
I'm trying to see how to do it because I got this green screen on.
You got that background on.
Let me see if I could change this because I'm about to show you something's gonna fuck you up. All right, that's one picture right there.
Wait, I can only see. You got to move it to the side. I can only see one person.
Oh shit, it went back.
Who was
That's
that?
Vaughn,
Reggie?
no. That's
Is that
Vaughn. I
Reggie?
know you know Vaughn.
That was Vaughn?
Yeah. But I'm about to show you one that's gonna fuck you up. But keep talking though, because I gotta scroll.
That was it. That was it. Me and G Buddy fell out after I helped him out over some
Yeah, I
change.
just recently seen him last year.
We really vibe because he's a Cowboys fan like me, so we really vibe during football season.
Did you ever get to meet? You ever get to meet Sergio?
Sergio
Mm-hmm.
from the Heights?
Yep.
Yeah, I know Serge. Marv, what's your big bro do to this? Hey, D Money. Where you at? I put my IG up there, D Money. Friend request me and I'll accept your friend request. We can holler when we get off of this live, man. Where you out of, D Money? What city you out of? Did Vaughn drive a red drop back in the days?
I think that was Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I don't think Vaughn had a red drop. I remember Vaughn had a Mustang. He was selling a black Mustang drop. No, it wasn't a drop. It was a hard top, like an 88.
The red drop was I want to say, was it a drop Corvette?
I don't know, but I want to know where D Money's from.
D Money.
He don't look familiar. Man, sorry to hear that. James Smith, WSRU.
Hey, what high school did you go to?
I went to Burbank my freshman year. I got kicked out of Burbank because I stabbed a Vietnamese with a pencil. And then I went to McClatchy, got kicked out of McClatchy and went to Leland Stanford. Then I went to juvenile hall and went to YA.
Yeah, I went to Burbank, man.
Yeah.
And right now, Grant is playing for the state championship.
Grant's always been good at football, man. I seen that on the news.
But this is the first time in the history of niggerdom since the Super Bowl that it's going to be played in Northern California, let alone at Grant.
Where's it going to be played? At Grant?
At Grant.
When?
Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yep.
Who are they playing?
Oh, some team from LA.
Oh, we got to go represent that. Oh,
it's going to be real.
Oh, I already know. Didn't what's that fool's name oh no, he was from Valley High School, on that fool that killed his girl that was pregnant. That football
Raspberry.
the light skinned cat.
Ray Carew.
Carew, he played for Valley High, huh?
Yep.
You graduated from Burbank in 88. I was supposed to graduate in 87, so you graduated 1 year after me, James. You 52 years old.
Yeah, y'all hella old.
I feel like
I'm all 90s with Burbank.
That's when Burbank.
But if Burbank was to play Grant, I would be on Burbank sideline.
The Titans?
Yes, through and through.
Did you play football?
Yes, I did. Southside Vikings and the Titans.
My brother played for Burbank, but he's a couple years. He's a little older. He's about 7 years older than you.
Yeah, we couldn't even we couldn't even went to school together.
Burbank was nothing but a gangbanging school. Sports, I mean, they had good sports players there, but they couldn't get them all on one team.
Definitely. But they didn't call it blood bank when by the time the 90s came around, they just used to be like, yeah, back in the days it used to be called.
Yeah. Meadowview used to run that motherfucker back in the days.
You said Twin Pines. Did you go to Sierra Pines too?
Yep, Sierra Pines, Twin Pines, Neja Court, The Rock. Shit. But I made my most money on Bellini Way in Elder Creek, though. That's when I was really balling. The G was smacking back. You was in the G. What year was you in the G?
89, 90, 91.
Oh, you was there. You was there when that fool my whole segment was over there when that murder took place.
You talking about don't say his name. You talking about Boo.
St. Louis.
Talking about when they came from the back alley and he stumbled to that tree.
He got hit with an AK
in front of his house.
I don't know if it was in front of his house. I just read about it. I wasn't there. I read about it, and I guess the cat Capone told on someone that took his gun out of his back pocket, and he was a bully. And dude came back. My little homie came back and domed him. I think he got 20. He just got out a couple years ago from it, but Capone told on him.
It was a couple bullies got smoked back in them days.
Yeah, I think this was like
Dice. Dice was a bully, got smoked.
Yeah,
what's the Detroit boy name? James. Was it James?
Nah, Gary Watson.
No, Peoples. Leon Peoples.
Leon Peoples. Yeah, Leon got killed by his own homie though. Gary Watson killed Leon Peoples.
On that bully shit.
Yeah. I went to John Still with Leon Peoples and Gary Watson. That was our first enemies from 29th Street is Detroit Boulevard. Well, not our first, but that was like the closest ones to us.
Hey man, there's so many things that me and you could solve because of having that type of. I promise you, there's a rumor like who was the first Bloods in Sacramento, and in my research, it came down to two places. It came down to Detroit or the early Bloods that was in G Parkway.
So, Detroit Boulevard Bloods, I believe. Okay, look, Oak Park. I'm gonna tell you something. Oak Park was Funk Lords when I was growing up. We was dog catchers,
and they had blue rags.
Yeah, they had blue rags. And the first time I ever heard of Oak Park Blood was 1983 or 4. The first time I heard of Detroit Bloods was also in 1983. That's when Leon Peoples, Gary Watson, what's the other boy's name? The dark skinned Sean something. And that's when my homies was really, really I remember they came over to the park where Q-Ball and Ernie got killed and flipped over the homie Joe Wartson's Blazer. They tipped that motherfucker over. Detroit Boulevard.
Hey, but see, when you say 83, 84, that's the birth of gangbanging. That's when they went from breakdancing to gangbanging.
Yep, we was.
I promise you, you was probably one of them people that was cruising in William Land Park, and then when them LA niggas came, they started having guns, and y'all was like, wait a minute, these dudes got guns, real guns. Like we used to have, y'all used to have shotguns and shit and rifles, but these dudes coming from LA got shit, so it wasn't fun no more.
Hey, you know what? The first time I ever seen a Crip, I was 10 years old. And my aunt took me trick-or-treating on Center Parkway. My grandma's from over there, right? And my aunt's Mexican, and her best friend was a chocolate girl named Carla. And this white van pulled up, and the door swung open, and it was four niggas in the back, and they all had 501s on creased with blue chucks on with blue, and they kept saying cuz. And they was saying, I'm like, man, what is this? And that's the first time I ever seen a Crip. So the first time I ever was involved with any kind of Crip activity was at John Still in 1983 when I don't know if you know Derek Tillman, D Nice.
I heard, did he get killed?
Nah, he's alive. But he came up to me at John Steele and was like, "What is that? Let me see that."
They say was the hardest blood, and this comes from a crib.
That's Leon Jordan. I just talked to him last month. We was on the phone all night long. That we stayed on the phone until like 4 in the morning one night a couple months ago, man. Yeah, Leon wasn't no joke, man.
Either was you go play bingo with him.
Either was his brother Mark. They both was beasts.
This is on the yard at Vacaville.
Let me see.
That guy with the glasses is what I was talking about.
Who is that?
Hula Dula.
Who?
Hula Dula.
Where's he from?
Meadowview. That's Zelly Mac from Oak Park.
Zelly Mac. You said Zelly Mac?
Yep.
Man, that's my dude, man. Zell be boxing, right?
Yep. That's why I was gonna ask you earlier if you was with Diego.
Who's that?
Diego Corrales.
Oh yeah, he was at Tracy with me. But look, me and Zelly, Little Dog and Zelly used to be good friends at Vacaville. I just was fucking with Zelly 2 years ago. You know, he lives kind of by my mom's house. He be boxing and shit. But I went fucking with him. I was fucking with Zelly for about 3 or 4 months, man. He lost hella weight from when I seen him at Vacaville.
I mean, shit, he worked in the kitchen.
Yeah, now he's boxing his ass off. All he do is train all day and train these little kids and shit.
Shit, I've been over there.
Over there off in
the creek.
Oh, he's in the creek now?
Yeah.
He was off of Amherst and Florin Road. I went to his house. Well, I seen him at AMPM and he took me over there and he had a little gym in his backyard.
Yeah. He still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit, I couldn't help it. I get over there, I always ask him, you got your speed bag set up? Because that's my thing. That speed bag, I can punch that shit in Solano. I punch that shit all damn day.
So you went from Vacaville to Solano?
No, I started off in Salinas Valley. And then from Salinas Valley went to Old Folsom. No, I went to Solano, Old Folsom, Calipat, Vacaville, Solano. And then when I came back, I went to Old Folsom.
What yard was you on in Solano?
Both of the level 3 yards.
A and B?
Yep. You was there too, right?
I was there 3 times.
What time? What's the latest time?
I was only there 30 days. I got there May 1st of 2011. And I went to the hole June 1st, 2011, and stayed in the hole for almost 2 years.
2011. I was there in 2011. When I got kicked out of Vacaville, I was there.
I was on A yard. I was in building 2.
I was on A yard. I was in building 1 in 2011. And then I went home in 2013.
So you was there with Venom?
Yep.
Venom and Ty, my homie Ty.
You talking about Venom X-rated crime Venom?
No. He's out. I just talked to him the other day. I'm talking about Big Venom. Derek Paradis. He was there in 2011 with me.
You mean Paradise?
Paradise.
Yeah, DP.
Mm-hmm. That's Big Venom.
I was the one. I don't know if you heard in like 2006. I was in front of the SAP building on that yard. And the essays came around the corner on the escort, and they rushed me.
Oh, you got sliced up. You got sliced up.
No, that was Cheese got sliced up. I fought for my life.
And they had Cheese on the ground, huh?
Yes. Yes.
I did hear about that. Matter of fact, they was walking with the police, huh?
They was walking with the police under escort. We was in front of the SAP building. They came around the corner. I asked Cheese, what is them, Northerners or Southerners? Because we was into it with both of them on the 2 yard.
Yeah, we was too.
And he was like, I don't know, but because I just came out the holes, I was ready.
Yeah.
When they broke formation, one ran at him, one ran at me, one ran at Van Dyke, and the other 2 ran at the other brothers that was out there. And when the one ran at me, I seen that blade and got cracking. I was swinging with everything I had, right? I slipped. He got on top of me and was trying to hit me with the, you feel me? but I had his hands. So we was doing this, and then some Crips from Stockton down the way came running and got that motherfucker off me, and we stomped his ass out. Meanwhile, Cheese is over there in the same place we was standing when the Southsiders came around the corner. He's standing in the same spot, but he laid on his side. One Southsider went to work on him, man. He went to work on him so bad. When I came back to that pen in 2013, it was like it was meant to be, because I was like, nigga, you got people thinking that I left you for dead, nigga. We about to fight this motherfucker for saying that shit.
He said that?
He tried to say I left him. Hell nah. I ain't leaving. I said, nigga, I did what you should have did. Nigga, I fought for my life, nigga. He laid down. Because all his wounds was right here, and right here. They were all defensive wounds. That means his ass didn't fight back. He laid there, took it, and didn't want to try to save his face and throw me under the bus. Fuck.
I remember hearing about that, man. So whatever happened after that?
Shit. I went to the hole, right? I just did a staff assault. I already been in the hole for 11 months. So now I'm back on the yard, and in 5 days get rushed, right? And they had found me guilty initially, so I'm thinking it's all done. I'm about to go to New Folsom or something. So they get to read my disposition. They was like, yeah, the inmate was found guilty of a staff assault that was later educated to and dropped to a failure to obey a direct order. I was like, what? I did all that time in the hole and I beat it, and y'all didn't tell me. So they kicked me right back out. The goon squad came, tried to get me to look at some pictures. I'm like, yeah, right. You know damn well I ain't about to point out nobody that did nothing. Yeah. So you might as well take this motherfucker away, because at the end of the day, they did what they had to do. I ain't mad at them.
Hey, have you collaborated with Nate Dogg?
Yeah, Nate Dogg, that's my guy, man. We started this shit together. I literally started the prison genre with the stories. I did that single-handedly, but Big Herc, he laid the foundation. Like, he's still the godfather. Yeah. But as far as smoking weed and telling stories the same way on the yard, I was the one that started that. And then I told Nate Dogg, I think you can do it too. And I set him up with Sandman, and Nate Dogg took off too.
So was you in the pen with Nate?
Nah, Nate was in he was in New Folsom when I was in Old Folsom. Like he did the Northern California circuit, the high desert. Yeah, I think he might have been in Pelican Bay, but I was more level 4s that I was in was Salinas Valley and Calipat.
How was Calipat?
Shit, I had that motherfucker fired up for a sack, nigga. I promise you.
You ever been to Donovan?
Oh, I mean, I've been there on a transportation, like we was picking up and dropping off, going to Calipat. But I heard stories though.
Look, when I left Vacaville, Hole, that's where they sent me to Donovan, and there was one cat there from Sacramento when I got there, and he's from Oak Park, and he was a smoker. When I got there, bruh, there was one LA cat with phones, and he was selling for $5,500. My girl just got out of prison from in Washington and came down here and brought me 30 phones, and I sent him to the ranch. Mm-hmm. And we called and said that his mama died, and he came right over with him, right? I made more money at Donovan in a year and a half than I made my whole 10 years, bruh. Because I didn't have to, I was the only one there from Sac when it first started. Mm-hmm. The other dude was a smoker, but then my homie started coming and fucked it. Man, I made more money at that prison than I was selling cans of tobacco for $1,100. You know them e-cigarettes, them electronic cigarettes? I was selling them for $200. I had 100 of them. I tore that prison. I had that prison cracking.
I heard Donovan was off the hook. Donovan had its time and Lancaster had his time.
I was at Lancaster, but when I was at Lancaster, I took dope to Lancaster with me. Because I went to Lancaster from from Donovan. So when I went to Lancaster, I had an ass full of shit, right? And Lancaster had no dope when I was there.
Oh, I love that. I love when that happens.
I tore they ass. I stayed in the cell probably for the first month. My cellie was Little Man from Pomona. And I had that fool. My homies didn't even know I was there for a week.
Little Man, light skin?
No, dark skin. He was from Pomona, from Trey 57. I had him crack, man. I had that motherfucker crack. I was selling grams for $350.
You want to hear? Hey, let me answer these couple questions, and then I got a funny story for you. about pulling up with an ass full of shit. Old Park niggas wore blue rags. Yes, they did. The Funk Lords wore blue rags.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to James Barron? James Barron from Oak Park.
Yeah, James Barron is Oak Park. James Barron is out. He's out. Troy Barron's out. James Barron's out. And Nunu's out. All of them is out right
now. And Vicky S is in.
Derek Tillman. I haven't seen him in a while.
And Vince Ass is in.
What?
Yeah. Davey Johnson. Hey, Davey Johnson, look, man. This some special shit you seeing me over here. But you know, this the homie. So I could not come on here if he posts Real 1916. Who is that? You know, anytime that like there was no 916s in the Big Herc name wasn't even Big Herc 916. You know that?
Yeah.
It wasn't 916 until me. Then he doubled back, and then Nate Dogg came with the 916, and then he put it on his.
Oak Park niggas wore blue rags. They sure did. They wasn't Bloods back then. They was Funk Lords. Walt Anderson started that shit.
Yeah. And then
go see him.
And then they're like they say, ain't no Crips from Oak Park or from Oak Park. I promise you, there's at least like 2 Crips from Oak Park.
Yeah, Plu's a Crip from Oak Park. G Brown's brother Plu's a Crip from Oak Park. He he used to have Oak Park Crip on his back with a 38 special on his back. He used to come to the West Side with me. I know Plu from Oak Park. I don't know if he still claims Crip or if he's still alive.
Because Pluke is the homie still. And you gotta remember all his kids and everything. Like
I'm talking about Plu.
Yeah, Plu for the Crip from Oak Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue, Big Blue.
No, not Blue, Plu. Plu, Plu.
Yeah, that's him. That's the original. Because if you ask me about an Oak Park Crip, that's the first one I'm gonna say.
That's first. Everyone knows.
Daniel Gonzalez said, "Did Dirty Weather? You went to Grant? Nope, I went to Burbank. I went to Martin Luther King and all that though, but I went to Burbank. Like in the South area, I lived off of Henrietta, off of Bowling Circle. I lived in the Coral Gables. I lived in G Parkway, Cooney. I lived off of Tamashanner. So, and then I got locked up when I was 17. So I did all that before then.
You fucked me up when you said Stanley Ramsey.
That's my uncle.
Stephon been down what? 30 years now, huh?
Damn near. He got locked up in 96.
Hey, yeah. But look, I'm gonna tell you something. So that's a hard situation right there for me because the girl that was involved in that, her uncles is like my good friends right now, like the Montoos.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's from my neighborhood, but 2 of them actually, and one of them, Deladier, I fuck with to this day, man. And that, I met Stephon on the street before he went to prison when he had that pink car. And when I seen him at Vacaville, me and him, we was both young. I think I was 19 or 20 when I met Stephon at Vacaville.
He born in 69.
Yeah. He was?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's my age. He's exactly my age. And me and Stephon, we clicked at Vacaville. We used to make a lot of money at Vacaville. And so when that happened, it was like, damn, I can't even talk about it or get involved with that because I know both sides in that. And I know why it was done. Everyone knows why it was done. And we know why Stephon took that deal too. So his mama wouldn't go to jail. You know what I mean? Because they was trying to give his mama some time too.
Yeah, that's one of them things, man. That's one of them things. Like that changed my family for real. That changed the whole dynamics.
So why isn't he out though? I don't understand why he ain't out, man.
He got denied, bro. He got denied last year. Well, this year. He got denied about like 3 months ago.
What prison? Oh, he just barely got denied. What prison's he at?
CMC.
Oh, he's at CMC. He should be coming home. Then that's an easy prison to get out from for life.
They're shutting it down though.
I just seen it on the news yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you about this story about pulling up with an ass full of something. So when I get to Calipat, right? When I get kicked out of Folsom in 2010, I get to Calipat. They have no tobacco, and I got an ass full of shit. And the homie Green Eyes from Old Park is Marcelli. We both got kicked out of Old Folsom together, right? So I start selling these skinny mini cigarettes. Skinny mini. Man, it got to the point where I got so far up in this Pisce's ass that he had to offer me a deal. Like, because I got the phone. So I'm on orientation. I ain't even been in this pen. Like, I ain't even been in this pen 2 weeks. I already got a phone. But
Because
they just had a riot.
He owed you so much money for cigarettes?
Cigarettes. I'm making bundles. I'm making baby bundles. Little cigarettes and baby bundles. $20 bundle.
How much?
$50 bundles, $20 bundles, right? And $50 bundles. But in this $20 bundle ain't nothing but like 2 cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
So just think, you add that up, he gonna get about five $20 bundles a day. To where a canteen ain't came, so we gotta talk about this. And we on a lockdown for a riot with the Southsiders and the blacks, right? So they tell me they coming around to search. I don't even know nothing about this pen. I don't know where to hide this phone. I don't know what to do, right? So I get some of this canteen that I didn't mashed. I take a bar of soap and I cut it open and hollow it out, right? But it keeps on crumbling. On crumbling. So I take the soap and then what I did is I put it inside the soap and then wash my hands with it real good, right?
Yeah.
And so then I put it on the soap dish. And so when they came to search, I'm like, before they came, I'm like, that's not gonna work, man. It's just, watch this. I must have grabbed a handful of pubic hairs and put it all on the soap. Like, it was slimy pubic hairs sitting right on the sink. So when they came in to search, you know, they got their pretty little, what's them gloves called? They pretty little gloves that they spend all this money on. You think they about to touch that slimy bar of soap? Hell no. And when we came back to that cell, that motherfucker's phone was still there in that motherfucker's.
Was it a flip phone?
Yes, it was.
How much did you charge? How much did he charge you? What did he owe you?
I think by the time it was all said and done, I had probably paid about like $500-600. It wasn't that much. And Calipat, put like this. There's so many other stories I could tell you, but I would just tell you like this. Calipat was one of the prisons where I took a picture throwing up the B with $1,800 cash on my bunk. And my cellie took the picture. I put it on Facebook. The next morning, the cell got kicked in, right? But I was borrowing the phone. I was borrowing somebody. I got smarter. I was borrowing the phone. So when they kicked in the door, they took me to the shower. They're like, bend over, squat. Oh, well, you've probably seen it on the Big Hurt. On Big Hurt, I talked about it, but it was like, bend over, squat, and cough. I bend over, cough. They like, no, you got to cough harder than that. Make it wink. Because $1,800 cash, they want that. That's what they want. They know I ain't got no phone up there. They want this cash money. So they, in front of the whole building, they like, cough louder, cough louder. Now make it wink.
What? Did they get it? Did they get it?
I had good clutchers.
You had 1,800 on them stuffed?
Good clutchers.
Hey,
I had 1,800 plus probably a zip of weed and some other shit up there.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. The most cash money I ever had was $3,500, and it was on my violation when I was at Old Folsom, right? I got me. Hey, do you remember my celly Fab? You remember Fab?
Yeah, Freddie Brinkley.
Okay, look, you know he didn't have no cellies. He was single cell, right? But after
wait a minute, pause. Remember that picture I showed you earlier, right?
Yeah.
I said the guy's name starts with an H and a D.
Yeah.
His nickname. Remember Freddie had a daughter, right?
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Oh, I know. I already know. I know. I'm gonna get to that right now. Listen, I was a celly when that happened. Listen.
Yeah. Okay.
So check this out. This is a hell of a story right here. I was gonna do a segment on this, but I might as well tell it. So I'm doing a 12-month violation. I beat up me and TC getting a fight. Me and Freddie Brinkley are like this on the yard, but everyone keeps telling me he's a weirdo. But me and him click. At the time, Freddie Brinkley didn't have a celly He didn't want no selling. He's like, dog, why don't you move in with me? Freddie Brinkley got something in his throat. He done trained himself where he got a pocket in his throat and he walks around with $100 bills in his throat. And that's why his voice be changed. You know about that? Okay, so look. So I move in the cell with him. I got a white girl coming to see me, and he got his mama coming to see him. So I buy 2 zips of black. His mama brings it to us, right? I'm showing him how to sell dope. He been in jail. He been selling grams for $150. I break up the whole 1 zip, and I make
street grams or yard grams.
Listen, I make up 40 yard grams out of 1 zip, right? I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about old Folsom's money. You know their economy. He comes back with all these $100 bills and gives them to me. He's like, dog, I'll get all the food and I'll get the rest of the money. They call me off. I got a bullet violation. I'm in 10 months, right? They call me off the yard one day. Jefferson, report back to your building. So I go back to the building. Freddie's in the cell. He's like, man, they came to the cell. They're talking about you got to pack up your stuff. County's here to get you. I'm like, what? So he's like, why don't you take all this cash with you? So I'm like, all right. So I leave him the other zip, right? He gives me all the cash and I hoop it. I don't have no cases nowhere. I didn't think I had no cases. So I get in the van. It's a Thursday. They take me all the way to Reno. I get to Reno. We pick up a white boy. We come all the way back and they drop us off at Yolo County Jail. Never been to Yolo County Jail a day in my life, right? I walked in Yolo County Jail. They make you take your shoes off. They book the white boy. They do his booking and shit. And then they call me to the county. They're like, are you going to bail out? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, I'm still doing a violation in Folsom Prison. They're like, you have no holds or warrants. Man, I immediately called my wife and Tony Lopez up, right? He's the bail bonds. I'm out of prison, homie. I bailed out of Folsom Prison in an hour, right? My wife comes to pick me up. Now, mind you, me and her was fighting, I think 3 months before this happened. She stopped coming to visit me because we got into it in the visiting room over Democratic and Bush and Clinton shit. We was fighting. I'm a Democrat. So look. So we ain't talked in 3 months. So when I call her, she's like, stop playing. You can't bail out. I bail out of prison, right? She comes to get me at Yolo County. Check this out, homie. We go on the way from her picking me up at Yolo County. She's like, you need to stop at your mama's and get some money. And I'm like, nah, I'm good, right? We get to the house. Now, she don't know nothing. My wife's a Christian. She don't know nothing about prison shit. We get to the house, and I'm in there. I'm trying to get this money out, right? And she walks in the bathroom. I got one bundle already in the sink with shit all over it. And it's you know, at Folsom, you have them blue gloves the COs use, right?
Yeah.
So I had the bundles with shit on them and about 2,500 in one. And it's in it. She's like, what is that? I'm like, baby, go get me a razor blade. I want to show you something, right? So I know this going. I'm rinsing the shit off. So I open it up. And instead of being happy, she flashes on me. You was doing a 12-month violation and you was selling drugs in prison and you was trying to jeopardize not coming home. And I'm like, baby, I made this off of, you know what I mean? And she couldn't understand. Where'd that come from? I'm like, that came in my ass. She was like, you're gay. She didn't know what to think of that shit. You know, people that never been to prison, they think that, you know, when I first went to prison, I thought that shit was gay too until one time I had to hoop a thing. And I was like, I can't do that. I hooped cell phones and all type of shit up. I went from Corcoran all the way to Solano with a flip phone, man. So
they got the little dominoes. You can do the thing. I tried to change the game with them watches though. Hey, James said that whatever happened to Green Eyes, he passed earlier this year. I don't know what from though.
You talking about balling ass Green Eyes from Oak Park? You used to ball back.
His last name is actually Green though. His last name is actually Green, and he got out. He had a life sentence, got struck out, but he got out. And then I just heard he died because I got this group. You know what China Hill is?
Yeah.
You know Folsom?
Yeah.
I got a group with all the homies called China Hill. But yeah, they posted a picture with him, and nobody really knows how he died. But yeah, Green Eyes died.
Are you talking about Green Eyes that used to be in Oak Park? back in the day used to be balling?
I don't know. I don't really know if he was bald. He was there in Folsom when you was there though. He really got green eyes, light skin, had an Asian. His girl was Asian.
Okay, look. If you was there when I was there, you remember this incident. You remember Chill from Elder Creek?
Chill.
Dooney beat him up on the yard.
Chill.
Big ass dude. He used to be in Ground Zero Car Club, and Dooney slammed them all on the bleachers.
Talking about Granville?
No, I know Granville was there when I was there too.
Chill.
He was a big old brown skinned dude. He probably weighed like close to 300 pounds, about 6'1". And Dooney slammed him. He told on the whole Sacramento car when I was there on our little weed operation. He worked in the canteen. Look, he worked in the canteen.
Chill. No, I don't remember Chill. I know Chill Will though, that just recently rest in peace. You know him?
Chill from 24th Street.
Chill Will.
Yeah, his mom and my mom lived. Well, he lived across the street from the park where all that shit happened. And my mom lives right. If you jump my mom's backyard, you would jump in his mom's backyard back in the day. Yeah, we grew up together.
Man, that's one thing, man. See, I really love my city, man. I really do, and I pride myself on knowing my history, because literally I hit my first prison yard at 18 years old, and it was then that I really picked up a pencil mentally, and was like, shit, if this is the city I'm gonna be representing. And this is what comes with being and repping your city, then shit, I might as well know about it.
What's the first prison you ever hit?
Salinas Valley.
You went from the streets to Salinas Valley?
From the streets to Salinas Valley, 18 years old.
You went to a war zone.
And didn't even realize I was in a war zone.
I'm gonna tell you something. I wish my first time in prison, I wish I would have went to a level 4 prison. My first time I went to Vacaville, Mainline. Then, well, actually, I did go to a war zone. I went to DBI in '89, and I wish that I would have went somewhere where I could have got the education that I needed later on in my prison career. You know what I mean?
I promise you, it would have made a difference.
Yeah, you got it from the dribble. You went straight.
You had an E number.
Yeah, I had an E31 number.
And my cellies was E41907. His name was Chaos Delta Richardson.
Where's he from?
From Oak Park. Little swole pit bull looking dude.
Chaos? I don't know who that is. Yeah, I got to Vacaville from CYA in September 3rd of 1989 and went from there to Tracy Mainline. And that's when Tracy, it was all red and blue rags on the yard.
Yeah, because y'all could get anything.
Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, look, I've been on here. This is crazy. I ain't never did no video this long.
That's how it is when you realize you got something in common with somebody and shit. You realize, just like when you was talking to Leon, like, we can do this all night.
Hey, God's favorite atheist. So yeah, Big Chief, you mean Chief, right? Yeah, he was in Arizona and he escaped. He escaped from the halfway house out there, homie, and he got caught in Sacramento. I haven't seen Chief in years, but Chief is really from the height. Well, he got DPH on his ear, right? Light skin, short, stocky. I haven't seen Chief in years, but I heard he was in Arizona and he escaped out the halfway house.
I ran across Chief, but that was so long ago.
Yeah, last time I seen him, we was in DVI. And he thought he could beat me in running. He's fast. We had a race, and that's the last time I seen Chief. I think that was in 2001, maybe 2002, somewhere around there. All right, y'all. We finna end this. I'm finna friend request you on Instagram right now, homie. You guys already haven't hit that like button. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to this channel. Also, you can become a member by hitting that join button. And you'll get my book for free, The Man Behind the Woman. You'll also get exclusive content. I'll give you guys a video a month on exclusive content that you guys won't get this on my regular channel. You also get special emojis and badges. So go ahead and hit that join button. It's $3.99, man. My book is selling for $25.99. I'll give you that for free. I'm gonna hook up with you in a minute. Chubb, last name Foster, Green Eyes. You know him?
The only Fosters I know is the Dantes and the Ebonies and the things like that.
Dante and Ebony. Ebony I had a crush on Ebony since I was 15 years old.
So much pressure in the air.
Remember that? Hey, a lot of people don't know that she used to sing, bro.
With Tupac, though.
Yeah, with Tupac. Yeah, she got a little girl group.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man, look, I came off the bench for this, and I'm glad I did. I promise you I did.
What part of Sac you in? I'm
in the Heights.
You in the Heights?
Yeah, but I was in the South, but shit, I'm in the Heights now.
Yeah, I gotta go home. I'm at a relative's house right now. That's where I got this studio. I'm running late right now. I'm supposed to be home. What time is it right now? I'm supposed to be home.
8:39.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to be home at 7 o'clock. All right. So Big Chief is chubby. His last name is Foster, and he got green eyes. That's the same Chief, homie. There's only one Chief from 29th Street. He's short and stocky, light skin with green eyes. That's him.
Are you gonna tell a story about when Q Ball was on Cops?
I can tell the story when he got killed because we was there, but I mean they could look that up and see when he's running from the police, drunk as a motherfucker with that 40 ounces. Yeah, Q Ball, man. I still fuck with his brother Emil right now, man. That was that right there. That was my
What about Killer Ray? You know Killer Ray?
Killer Ray want to fight everybody, can't fight a lick.
Man, that's the only nigga. That's the only nigga strong arm robbed me.
Killer Ray,
strong arm robbed me.
He likes to fight everybody. I seen him fight 3 times and he didn't win none.
Man, I'm telling you, I seen that nigga fight. Well, I didn't see it. I heard about it. He was fighting Goldie from Old Park, and Goldie was grinding on him. I'm like, Goldie, why was you grinding on his cheeks? He was like, I just wanted to humiliate him. I want to humiliate him.
Killer Ray, that's the homie. I haven't seen him in years, though, man. I haven't even heard his name come out. So Big Pookie just came by my house yesterday. I seen Big Pookie for the first time in 2 years.
Big Pook
Big Pook Low. I haven't seen him for a while. That was my best friend growing up, man. From junior, when he first moved from Vallejo, I took him up under my wing. But I seen him finally yesterday for the first time. Q-Ball Beyond Cop. You can pull it up on YouTube right now. Hey, God's favorite atheist. You from Sacramento, homie? You said you was in Arizona prison. You from Arizona? You from Sacramento? Because you know a lot of history.
Because they were sending people from California to Arizona.
They sure was. I'm finna end this, y'all. Stay blessed. Stay positive. Tell the people you love them. You don't know if we're gonna wake up tomorrow. Stay listening to that word, man, and keep your kids in school. Love y'all. Check y'all out. I'm gonna hit you up on Instagram right now, bro.
Dirty Weather.
Look his channel up. Dirty Weather 916. He ain't been on there, he said, in a couple days, but we're finna start his shit back up.
I'm gonna tell you,